throughout the Midwest and even more around the world. This is the Show Me Sports Network. The following is an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and is a high-fidelity all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyrighted the Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.
For the Bulldogs, they lost to Centralia at Centralia by 26-14 final. Very close to what we had at Odessa, with Southern Boone dropping that contest 28-13. A lot of similarities between these two programs we're going to see this year. One of these teams, they're going to come out with that first victory.
Very true. But the one thing that's not similar is the offense we're going to see from Mexico tonight. Mexico's kind of more of an old-fashioned, old-school type. They run basically a double wing. They do split out one wide receiver most of the time, but for the most part, they are a running team. They run last week. They ran about 80% of the time. Pretty basic stuff. Veer inside dives, a little bit of counters. They'll put something in motion on most plays, so get used to seeing that. And they want to run it, and they want to try to run it right at you, mostly in between tackles. They'll try to do some sweeps to get outside, but yeah, expect to run. And like you said, both teams are very similar in record. And this is certainly a good game for either team to kind of get healthy, to feel good about their chances for the season. You don't want to end up 0-2 after tonight.
Well, Southern Boone, they're having a few guys out, a few changes due to some injuries and some other things this week. So they've got a few more question marks maybe than even what we had last week. But they've been working hard this week. They put in some new schemes, some new things. And like we said, really kind of, we're not saying it's going to make the season, but definitely a chance here where you don't want to start that 0-2 start to your season. It's awful hard to get out of that hole, even though it's still so early in the season.
Yeah. Mexico is one of those teams that historically has been about a 500 team. They usually have some good athletes. They had one of the best players we saw a couple years ago in a wing. I kind of wonder what happened to him. He was a really special player, but they're always a team that we found good ways to win most of the time. I think we got a 3-game winning streak against them. So it's been a team that we've had their number. And so tonight it's one of those things we just got to be confident. The offensive line really needs to show up and have a big game. I know last week we saw a lot of new people. Only one player really had much playing time last year. So they're going to have to mature quickly. They're going to have to know and learn their roles and talk together and so forth. The centers have got to be really good on his snaps. It was pretty good last week, except for one or two that were kind of rough. But besides that, really, the offensive line is going to be what makes this team win tonight, is how well they play.
Well, as you mentioned, this is the 9th matchup between the two teams. Southern Boone owning the last 3. They're on a 3-game win streak, that including the last matchup about a year ago. It was the 6th of September. It was a 21-0 win for Southern Boone. They sit at a 6-2 mark in the series, so they would like to stretch that to a 4-game win streak. Tonight's a good night for them to begin that. We're going to take a quick break, then we'll be back and get our chance to sit down with first-year head coach for Southern Boone and Tyler Tanner here as you're tuned in to exclusive broadcast coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles pregame show here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Attention Eagles fans, here's your chance to help the student athletes of Southern Boone County by becoming a member of the Southern Boone Booster Club. Your gifts help provide all Southern Boone County athletes with a safe and positive experience while attending our school district, and also help purchase items that our sports team couldn't otherwise afford. You can join the Southern Boone Booster Club this season for as little as $50. Membership is open to everyone. Interested in joining? Look them up on Facebook by searching Southern Boone Booster Club or email them at sbcathleticboosters@gmail.com. Let's go Eagles!
Welcome back to our Southern Boone County Eagles Countdown to Kickoff pregame show here on the Show Me Sports Network. We're joined by Southern Boone County Eagles football head coach and Tyler Tanner. Coach Tanner, thanks for joining us before tonight's game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Appreciate all you guys do for high school sports and the coverage is new for the Southern Boone Eagles.
Well, your squad was finally able to get out and hit someone other than their own teammates as you began the season last Friday night at Odessa, taking on the Bulldogs. That game ultimately went the way of the Bulldogs by a 28-13 final. But what were your thoughts on the game last week?
To state the obvious, felt like we came out a little bit slow, a little bit flat. We have to do a better job of preparing ourselves on how we come out and how we approach the beginning of the game. But I felt like once we found our footing and once we found some traction, we played better both offensively and defensively after the first quarter. Really did a good job of keeping a really good Odessa offense limited in their opportunities, and we moved the ball against a really good Odessa defense. So not necessarily the way that we wanted to start, especially in the game, but I felt like that our kids did a great job of not giving up and not laying down. It could have been easy to do so after the first quarter, and they did not. So I'm proud of them for that, and I know that with an effort like this team is going to make some noise and catch some attention later on in the season.
Well, this was also the first game with you at the helm as head coach. What was that experience like?
No, I was asked that a couple of times over the past week, and the only real difference, there was two big ones. One, I was on the field instead of in the press box, and then number two was going out for the coin toss. Outside of that, you get in the rhythm of coaching is coaching, doing your adjustments and put guys in situation to be successful. And there wasn't really a thought of anything other than that. Just doing your job, trying to do your job well. That's all.
Well, this was a six matchup against Odessa with the Bulldogs owning four out of the five previous games. I think that last week, too, was a testament to show just how good Odessa is year in and year out.
Oh, no doubt. They have a long, rich history of success. They're well disciplined. They have an experienced squad that's returning. So, it was a great test for us and a really good measuring stick as to where we're at, but more importantly, of where we could be at with the fight that we have. Again, I allude to the fact that our kids just didn't give up and there was that no quit mentality. And, at halftime, there was some buzz. You could tell they were just not giving up on that game and they were going to fight until the end. And to do that against what we feel like is a very good Odessa team and an Odessa team that has a ton of experience all over the place. I was very pleased with our kids for just their never quit mentality.
In last week's games, you kind of alluded to definitely not how we would have scripted it up, but we definitely saw a lot of good things from the guys. We saw a lot of positive things. We got a lot of good things on film for them to grow on.
Absolutely. And, we've taken that coaching, tried to fine tune a couple of things for this week coming in. And, we got guys that are going to be on the field on this Friday that maybe didn't get to see the field much, if at all, last Friday. And they're able to learn from some other mistakes that other guys made. And they're able to learn from some of the good that other guys had on Friday. So, it's a great teaching moment for us. And we use that film to be productive and to learn from our mistakes and to be better going forward, but to also learn from the things that we did right and see the things that we did right and to be able to show them, when we do this right here, correct, this is the result. This is what can happen. This is how dangerous we could be.
Well, and overall, as you said, it took a little bit for the guys, took a couple series for the guys to really get things going. You had a few guys out of position on a few plays and a few things like that, but really you take away those handful of things. And as you said, it just shows how good the team has potential to be.
Absolutely, and we say it a lot. Obviously, we want to be where we want to be right now, but the goal is how are we playing whenever October rolls around? What are the kinks that we've ironed out whenever October comes around? Are we clicking on all cylinders whenever it matters the most? And, that's what we're working to. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Whenever it comes to football season, it is a long season and anything can happen. So we're focusing on ourselves right now, just continuing to fine tune things that we feel like could be better and trying to play better football week to week.
And really, we see players in some new positions. We see guys and new faces, even guys in different things than what they've done up to this point. And so, those good takeaways are so important from the coaching standpoint. You kind of hit on it about being able to show other guys what it is, but that's going to pay dividends with getting the next man up and having those things. And it's going to see something again. You mentioned it's a race, not a sprint, but it's going to pay dividends at some point.
Absolutely, and right now with some of those guys maybe not being able to play or play this week, we are creating depth as the season goes. We're creating experience as the season goes. And I think that's so valuable for the program. We had guys with 9s and 10s in front of their name that are playing massive roles on Friday nights. And we're only going to get better throughout the year by doing things like that and being able to create some depth and some natural depth and some experienced depth as we roll into the later part of the season.
And you could really see the adjustments that were being made and the things were starting to click with players. They started to get more comfortable. And really, from that standpoint, they got rid of that deer in the headlights and the game went on.
you want to see them start some traction on the ground, start to dig their feet in the ground and draw the line in the sand and say, no, we're done with that. And then start pushing back and start pushing forward. And I felt like we did a really great job of that. So it is what you want to see. Unfortunately, after the slow start is whenever it ended up picking up for us. But I really did feel like we made that adjustment and changed our mindset a little bit. And, we got a little bit more of a lowbrow approach, especially after that first quarter and into that second half. We found out, hey, this is how we play football on Friday nights.
Really, that first half of play, it was really a test to see how the team would handle the adversity. That first offensive play ended up being an interception for Odessa, not how you scripted it up, not how you wanted it to start, but talk about right out the gate, seeing some adversity and seeing how they're going to handle that.
We responded to it, and we tried to respond instantly, and we just never quite was able, again, to get our footing. And again, it would be so easy after those first 3 drives to have low shoulders and to have heads that are hanging. And, I didn't see any of that. It'd be real easy to start with some negativity and to start hearing guys being negative or to see negative body language. I just never saw any of that. I just saw out there and faced adversity and had adverse moment after adverse moment stacked on top of each other in that first, and they faced it and eventually overcame it and eventually ended up putting together what I felt like was an extremely respectable rest of the football game.
Well, at one point, the squad was down 21-0, and I agree. From the press box, the resilience was great. I've seen others and others.
Even this morning, I felt like we had a really good practice leading in. So these kids, they really do work. They come to work. I mean, we had 100% attendance throughout film this week and over the weekend. You can't beat that. Guys showing up, guys ready to work, guys ready to learn, guys ready to make adjustments, guys ready to play.
How's the health of everybody this week?
We have a couple of guys that will either be in limited roles or in non-existent roles, as they'll be wearing a jersey on the sideline, supporting their teammates. But that's just part of the game, and everybody goes through all that. Again, creating depth is such an important part of what it is that we do, and that next man up mentality is such an important part of what we do. That those guys that are stepping into these new roles or extended roles are well prepared and they are ready to go, and they're chomping at the bit for their opportunity to show what they can do.
Well, facing the Bulldogs tonight, what do you expect to see them do?
From what I can tell by watching the last several years of their film, they've been pretty consistent in what it is that they do year-to-year basis. But, I can tell you that they're an extremely athletic team who plays fast and physical, that they're well coached, and, they do a good job of preparing their kids down in Mexico. So I think that the biggest takeaway is it's going to be another fight. It's going to be another really good high school football game. The message to my guys is come out ready to play. Get something going early. Find your confidence early. Find your footing early and play football early. After that, you don't dig yourself a hole. You got an opportunity to get a little bit of confidence rolling out throughout the game and make some plays. Really good things can happen in this ball game. I really do expect a really good physical football game from 2 good high school football teams, and again, Mexico is well coached, and watching them on film, there are some things that they do extremely, extremely well, and that there are some things that they do that could potentially cause problems for us. So we've done all of our preparation work up to this point. We feel like our guys are prepared, and we feel very good about the game plan moving into tonight.
Well, Coach Tanner, thanks for joining us on our pregame show. Any final thoughts before you get out of here?
No, just excited for a good football game and ready to see the Southern Boone Eagle faithful show up and be loud and proud to support these excellent young men.
Let's go out there and get that first win of the season.
All right, thank you.
That's Southern Boone County Eagles football head coach and Tyler Tanner. We're going to take a break and be back with our Southern Boone County Eagles pregame show. You're tuned in to exclusive broadcast coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football on the home of the Eagles, the Show Me Sports Network.
Seeking to express your unique style? How about healthier, clear skin? Look no further than Mary Kay. For more than 60 years, Mary Kay has been offering a wide range of high-quality makeup and skincare products that empower you to shine and stand out in any setting. From luscious lipsticks to vibrant eyeshadows, flawless foundations to glowing highlights, moisturizing serum to blemish and acne regimens, Mary Kay's got you covered. If you don't have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, then I've got you covered. To get your best skin, call me, Cassandra Gazway, today at 417-684-2667 or visit online at marykay.com/Cassandra Gazway.
Number 1 on the season. What a great night to get that here on the road to Mexico. It's as good a time as any.
Yes, good time as any. They're going to get the ball first tonight, which I love. So it's a good time to kind of start the game with your attitude. So I really like to see some run the ball in between the tackles. I think that worked pretty well last week. But I just like to kind of start a little physical to show the other team what we are made of.
I think this week one of the top priorities is just making sure the first offensive possession does not go the way it did last week. It was an INT on the first play, but Southern Boone was able to work through some of the challenges, some of the things last week, and nothing on Mason. It just was an unfortunate break, but sheer learning from it. That's what I really liked about him, about that young man.
He just didn't have a lot of time consistently to get into any sort of rhythm passing wise. So, but he had good luck when he ran the ball.
So deep back will be Tally. Also back there is Bailey. And looks like that's also Salter. So they've got 3 back there to return as ball teed up. A kick pretty much straight down the field will be returned by Bailey from about the 13-yard line. He will work to the far side as he will be taken down after maybe a 10-yard return or so. That's where Southern Boone will set up shop.
Yeah, they had a pretty good chance opportunity to get a good return. It was high, easily catchable coming up on the ball, so it's good for the return man. I watched a couple of the blockers out there, and I saw one just getting flattened on his butt. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not a good start. But hopefully our offensive lineman can turn that tide a little bit here.
That is one of the places, I think, maybe where there may be some question marks. Southern Boone having a little bit fuller roster of linemen this week is 2 receivers on both sides of the play. Shear will be in an empty backfield. He'll send Tally in motion. He's trying to get the corner. He does so. Sheds 1 tackle. He'll be across the 30, so he'll pick up about 5 yards there. Again, talked about that with Coach Tanner. Southern Boone not having huge plays last week, but they were consistently gashing those off. Looks like they're picking up that same pace today.
Yeah, that time Tally lined up in a flanker position, went in motion, and basically kind of a jet sweep action, took the inside handoff, had a pulling guard in front of him that did a really good job of getting the end blocked, and good run by Tally there.
So now Shear will be in shotgun once again. He pretty much works exclusively out of that. Tally to his right. He'll fake the handoff to him, keep it himself. He's trying to make the first guy miss, does so, then gets stood up at the 30 as he is driven back, leading the charge there. A couple of Bulldogs there. That was Aiden Gears leading the charge.
Yeah, that's a straight-up blocking by the lineman that time. Fake Tally to the left, quarterback keeper to the right, trying to get outside the end. But number 2 did a really good job of coming up. And he's a pretty solid linebacker. Good job of wrapping up, a good job getting the penetration and causing Shear to slow down to where the rest of the Bulldog defense could catch up.
One thing that Mexico does a lot too is if on defense, if you don't know what a player position is, just say linebacker, you've got a higher priority to get it right because they carry 5 at any time. Shear will pass it off far side. It's going to be on the turf. It's still loose. And they're going to say that Southern Boone was able to get on it, as that could have been disastrous as that pass a little bit low, but Southern Boone able to pounce on it. They lose yardage there to bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, very dangerous pass that time, basically putting him in motion and trying to do a running back flare, trying to get him out in the flat, get him some space to run. The ball was thrown behind, so of course, if you know, that means it's a live ball, so when he dropped it, anybody could have gained possession, so good job of getting the ball back.
So they will kick it on the far side. Just a little pooch kick. Does take a good Southern Boone roll. It's still trucking across the 40-yard line there. So not maybe the most conventional way, but effective nonetheless.
Yeah, very effective kick by Paisley that time. The snap was good. We know we had a bad snap last week that went over his head this time. He did a good job collecting it. A couple steps to give his teammates a chance to get downfield to cover. That makes the return person a little bit less likely to return it, and in that case, good roll along. It had to be no more than 2 or 3 inches from the sideline there. So, good kick by Mr. Paisley that time.
Ends up on the 35-yard line as they'll run the option play. Does Mexico is on his feet, still on his feet. That's Dorsey, as he picks up good yardage there, the 160-pound, 5'10" senior. One play, first down.
Yeah, that's the option. One of my favorite offenses to watch. It's so hard to defend, especially when you can't really practice it very well because you don't do it yourself very often. So it's hard to install a defense to defend it for just 1 week because we don't see a lot of option that time. But 25 comes on the end from the right. He motions around, and it's a good pitch decision by the quarterback.
Charlie Fisher up under center. They try to take it up the middle. There's not a lot of room there to run with it. Picks up maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, it's a straight dive to the up man there for the Bulldogs that time. Straight up blocking, just your old-fashioned kind of Iron Man football run in between guards. You'll see that a lot. They like to fake off that, going counter the other way, and also fake on that to run the option like they did the play before.
So Fisher will go up under center again. 2nd and 7 as they will keep it himself as fake the handoff there to the first man through. There will be a flag.
Oh, we got a fumble.
Okay, I thought I saw the ball on the ground, but I didn't want to get too excited because I got some old eyes up
Hayden
here.
definitely did. So this cue off Hayden next time. So
Absolutely. So it is a fumble, so Southern Boone will take over. That's the first big play right there.
Start on Mexico, so decline it. So good job by the defensive line that time. Good penetration. The quarterback decided to keep the ball after he faked it and didn't have much room to go, and that's why you got to keep your hands on the ball, trying to knock the ball down. So good job of the defense that time to get the ball back quickly.
You said Inslee had a good view of it right there. I thought I saw it come out, but I've been known to see a thing or two. So it is about time for my yearly eye checkup. So I guess I'm seeing a little better than I thought I was. So Southern Boone takes over on their own 33-yard line as Shear will be in shotgun. He'll take the snap. He'll give it off. Talley working the near side across the 40, 45, 50. He'll be pushed out of bounds. He's got good yardage there. Picks up nearly 17 yards. Move the chains.
Yeah, Mexico does like to overload to the wide side of the field, and they did so that time. I don't know if they had somebody lined up at the wrong spot. Looked like they were missing the linebacker on the left-hand side. They play a 3-4 defense for the most part, or 3-3 stack. Linebacker stacked behind the lineman, but there was nobody on the Eagles' right side that time. So good job by Talley getting outside the end that was in a down 3-point position.
So it looks like Shear's going to keep it himself, working the far side. He'll tuck it under the left arm, getting behind his blocker there in front of him. That's Talley. He'll pick up, looks like about 8 yards there. Good play.
Yeah, called quarterback sweep that time. It looked like they were double teaming the down end, and the running back Talley in that case is your lead blocker, and then a really good job just getting to the point of attack. Lyman on the left-hand side did a good job of clearing out. He wasn't touched for a good 5 yards downfield. So good job by the left side of the line that time.
So it'll be 2nd and a long 2 here. Shear in shotgun again. Trips here on the near side. One up top. Does have a back behind him. He will give it off. Talley trying to cut back inside. He'll fall forward. Looks like they spot him right about the 40-yard line. From here, it looks, maybe a half yard short?
Yeah, just a straight-up blocking that time. He started on the left-hand side of the line and kind of cut back to the right with the penetration. I don't think that's exactly where the ball was trying to go to, but it worked well enough to get all but 1 yard.
So we'll bring up a 3rd and short here. 8:10 left to go. Clock continuing to roll. We're scoreless here as neither team has been able to punch it in. Both have had a possession. This is Southern Boone's 2nd. Shear will keep it himself. He will have the first down. He'll be wrapped up, still driving those legs. There will be a flag down back in the backfield. So I believe that'll be a holding call. That will be the preliminary indication. So this first down will be moved back.
That basically was a ditto's played what we saw in 2nd down with Shear running a quarterback sweep with the Talley being the lead blocker, and that time offside back lineman that got a little bit too much of the jersey, and really the ball was nowhere near that. So that's where the young lineman has got to learn a little bit when to know when his guy is not going to be in the play, and when it's like, hey, I don't have the right angle, so I need to make sure I do not grab and hold.
So this will make it a 3rd and 11 now, and those of you tuned in, I did clean the windows as best I could, but you'll see there is some stuff still on the windows, so I apologize for that. They'll throw it on the far side. Talley will get it on a little screen play. He'll be ripped down quickly, maybe gain a yard and a half.
Yeah, they certainly must have saw something in the scouting report, watching film that they liked. It's the same play they ran earlier where the pass was behind the line of scrimmage. That time was a little bit better timing, a little bit better catching, but still good job by the Bulldogs to cover it well.
There is a flag over on the far side.
Holding.
So it is going to be on Southern Boone. So it'll be a legal block. They're going to decline it, so we'll bring up a 4th down here.
And it appears that Southern Boone's bringing the punt team out, so Andrew Paisley's going to be the punter this time. So we'll see what kind of luck we get on the roll.
He had it teed up, queued up perfectly.
Had the right amount of spin.
Well, this will be a 4th and 10 now. Southern Boone again in punt formation, as that will be another kick. Again, taking a good Southern Boone bounce, as that will be across the 30. Still rolling down to the 28-yard line. So, again, not a bad little outcome there on that punt.
It may not be the prettiest thing, but when you don't have someone who can kick that boom hind kick, which most high school teams can't, so you do what best you can, and that time basically a 20-ish yards, and you get the other team inside their 30. So yeah, you'll take that in a heartbeat. And again, if you're watching this, you'll see that the little delay that he does allows his teammates to get downfield, and that keeps the return man from wanting to pick the ball up.
So Fisher will be up under center, as they are going to do some trickeration as they pitch it off here to the near side. Ball carrier has huge yardage, cuts back in. He's going to cut back outside inside the 10. That's Matthew. You can see there we run out of window room, but he is down inside the 10-yard line. That's as far as I can get the camera turned, but that caught everybody on that Southern Boone defense off guard.
Basically, something you don't see a lot in high school football, which you see a lot in the younger ages, and that's reverses. Because when you're young, you tend to overreact. You tend to go toward the ball motion, and that time they basically handed off to the wide receiver, split out to the right-hand side, and basically was able to really easily get outside the end on the defense.
Ball on the 7-yard line. They'll send it to Dorsey, as he will take it up the middle. He'll fall forward. He'll be about 2 yards shy of the goal line.
Yep, that's the counter. You'll see that quite a bit in this offense. Fake running back one way, get to one of the wingman going the other way, and try to get it cut up inside the tackles where possible.
This will bring up a 2nd and goal, ball at the 3-yard line. 5:44 and counting, as they'll give it straight up the middle. 3-yard touchdown run is in there, as that is Connor Fisher. He's got a 3-yard touchdown.
Yeah, this is a really beautiful play, exactly the way a coach would design it up. Lineman perfectly blocked the hole. Nobody there. Running back gets in untouched. Beautiful blocking by the Bulldogs offensive line that time.
So that ends up being a drive that started at the 28-yard line. So it's a 72-yard drive, as they will come on to try the PAT. Fisher also handling the kicking duty. Snap is down, kick is up, and kick is good. So Mexico takes a 7-0 lead, as we've got 5:39 left to go here in this opening period of play. We'll take a break and be back. You're tuned in to exclusive broadcast coverage. Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
At the Southern Boone Area YMCA, we're more than a gym. We're a community. From youth sports that teach teamwork and confidence, to group fitness classes that bring energy and encouragement, to programs that support your health and well-being at every age, the Y is here for you. Join your neighbors, your friends, your family, and discover how the Y can help you grow stronger in spirit, mind, and body. The Southern Boone Area YMCA is where community comes together. Stop by and see us at 405 South Main Street in Ashland, or give us a call at 573-657-9622. Southern Boone Area YMCA, here for good.
Southern Boone trails by a 7-0 score, but they will get the ball here as it is teed up. Side-winding kick will be taken by Salter here on the near side. He's across the 20-25. He'll be tripped up just shy of the 30-yard line. That's where Southern Boone will set up at.
Yeah, pretty good kick again. Kind of up toward the quarter, using the sideline as another defender, and been pretty impressed with both kickoffs by the Mexico team. Their coverage team's been really good about pushing off blocks and pushing the blocker back into the ball. That time the tackle was made by the guy getting blocked.
So clock stopped at 5:28 left here in this opening period of play. Southern Boone trails 7-0. They have the football here. And so some twin receivers on either side. Empty backfield for Shear. He'll bark out the play. He'll give it off to Talley, trying to work that far side as he was lined up on the near side. Makes a couple of guys miss. He'll be thrown out of bounds. He'll pick up a couple.
Yeah, to say a play we ran the first play of the game where Talley's lined up in a slot flanker position, goes in motion, gets to the inside, handoff from the quarterback, kind of a jet sweep type of looking play. And that time, the Bulldogs did a little bit better job at coming up and getting containment, but still, good little 3-4 yard gain.
So clock nearing 5 minutes to go here in this opening period of play. 3 receivers here on the near side for Southern Boone. They'll have one up top. Does have Talley in the backfield. Shear will call out the cadence. He'll look across the field. He'll decide to tuck it himself. He'll work the far side as the first down, spun around. He'll pick up about 10 yards. It'll move the chains.
Yeah, great decision that time. Just 4 defensive linemen coming. Offensive line did a really good job of getting it blocked. Shear realized pretty quickly that he had a wide open left-hand side and made a great decision in getting the first down.
The ball on the 41-yard line. As Southern Boone will have a new set of downs to work with. Good decision by Shear there to tuck it himself. Wonder if got an equipment issue or maybe coming out. Therefore, let's see who that was. It was Aiden Williams coming out there. So he'll be attended to, so maybe had blood somewhere, but they'll attend to him. So they'll have 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Shear will give it into the belly of Talley, trying to work the corner. He will have 5 yards. He's tripped up there as he will be across the 45. He'll pick up 7 yards, 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Talley was supposed to go on an inside dive, but quick penetration by the Bulldogs. He did a great job of sidestepping that, get to the outside, and get a nice, good 6-yard gain that time.
I will say it's actually a gain of 6, so it'll bring up 2nd and 4 here. Ball at the 47-yard line. Southern Boone trying to get a drive going here. They trail by a 7-0 score. Shear will have an empty backfield once again. They still have 3 up top, 1 down low. Now they'll send Talley in motion, balance it out, 2 on either side of him. He'll take the snap. He'll take it straight up the middle. He's across midfield trying to push that pile, it looks like. He is going to be right at the chains. Maybe a hair further. They'll say first down.
Just trying to get the defense spread out by getting 4 guys wide, 5 guys actually, with no back in the backfield there. So Shear can have a little bit more room to run. Did a good job picking up the first down.
So Shear looked like that was probably designed quarterback keeper all the way.
Yep.
So he picks up about 5.5 yards, moves the chain. Southern Boone on the other side of the 50, so they are in Bulldog territory. 2 receivers to the top, 1 down low. Shear in shotgun. He'll give it off to Talley. He'll cut outside, trying to stretch it out. He has him around the arm. He loses about a half yard.
Yeah, just a really quick defense that time. They're trying to get outside tackle, but just too much pressure coming up. We mentioned earlier 3-3 stack is their basic defense. So they got 6 guys pretty close to being inside in the end lined up. So they're not giving you much up the middle, so they're really trying to get you to go outside. But so far, they have shown a really good speed in their linebackers and defensive backs.
So it's 2nd and a long 10 here. Shear will bark out the cadence. He'll roll here to the near side. He's looking to get rid of it. He throws it, and it is going to be intercepted.
Yeah, just trying to get, the trough in like a 10 and out on the sideline there. And he was on the run. He just didn't have quite enough strength and got a little bit short. And the defender did a fabulous job of jumping receiver to get that ball caught.
That was Dorsey with the interception. Did a good job, too, to get the hands underneath that. It was a low throw and a little bit wobbly. Got the hands underneath it. That will be a turnover here. Ball on the 42-yard line for Mexico. So that's where they will start shop. They lead by a 7-0 score. As up under center again is their quarterback in Fisher. He'll hand it off straight up the middle. Just a simple dive play there. Tackled quickly.
Yeah, Caden Bauer did a good job on the tackle that time. Like you said, just a quick fullback dive there. You have to do that even if you do not get much out of that, because you have to do that in order to slow down the middle linebackers, in order to get the counters to work, to get the sweeps to work, get the option to work. So you still got to do that. So just part of building their offense.
So to bring up a 2nd and 8. Again, they'll take it straight up the middle, a few yards, but it'll bring up a 3rd down here.
Saw a little bit more that time, a hole coming out with number 3 there. So instead of the outback, they ran it to one of the wings that time on a kind of an inside dive. But still, good job by the defensive line for the Eagles. We got Isaiah Fry in there, Hayden Inslee in there at line, as well as Caden Bauer. So those 3 are playing the inside of the line right there. Doing a really good job this series.
3rd and 5. Fisher up under center. There's a flag down. He's going to roll here to the near side. He will step through some tackles. He's got the 1st down and more, as he will be out near the 30-yard line. But there is a flag way back on the 39-yard line. It's going to be
legal
shift,
which means they had 2 or more people moving at the same time. You're only allowed to have 1. So probably miscommunication and snap count that time. But, wow, was able to get outside. He was able to run through Hayden Inslee's arm tackle from the opposite side. But you got to watch out if you're the end making that tackle from the opposite side. If you recall earlier on that big play they had, came down too hard and was able to get outside. So a basic principle of playing defensive end is you go deep as the ball and you make sure that ball's not coming back your way. So you got to be careful trying to being Superman, making those tackles from the opposite side of the field.
So with the penalty, that'll make it 3rd and 10. As Fisher dropping back, looking far side, floats it. It's caught by Caden Benny, the senior. He picks up about 16, 17 yards. It'll move the chains.
Like we said earlier in the game, they don't throw the ball much, about 20% of the time. That time, very, very effective. And going into the game, we thought they would be running a lot of vertical straight down the field. That time, they cut off that vertical and did about a 10, 15-yard out, and beautiful looking pass from their quarterback. Good catch, good play call to kind of catch the defense off guard that time.
Is that the first pass play we've seen so far?
From them, yes.
Yep.
We may only see about 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, probably not too many more in the playbook right now. So they will give it off. A little cross-buck action in the backfield. Ball carrier is spinning around. He'll have a couple of yards. That was Dorsey with the carry.
Yeah, that time you faked the up back going to the dive to the right, hand off on the outside to the wing back going the other direction. That time Inslee did a good job of getting some penetration, causing them to slow down, and pretty good job by the defense that time to wrap up and make the tackle.
Time winding down here as they're telling them to continue to roll the clock. Yeah, I got stopped.
There we go.
I thought that official was going to break his arm out there trying to say spin the clock, but it will continue to roll here as Mexico content to take the 7-0 lead here as time continuing to roll down here. They lead by a 7-0 score here. After the first quarter of play, we'll take a break and we'll be back as you're tuned in to exclusive broadcast coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. The state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
Well, Southern Boone talking it over here as they trail by a 7-0 score. Mexico will continue to keep possession here. We'll just switch into the field as they lead by a 7-0 score. 12 minutes on the clock here as that first period of play. We had 6 possessions. That 6th one still currently going here for the Bulldogs. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 7. Ball spotted on the 30. 6-yard line of Southern Boone. It's here on the near side. Up under center will be Fisher. He will give it ball on the turf again, and we'll see who is going to scrum for it. Southern Boone able to get back on it a second time.
Good job by Caden Bauer to recover that ball. Just a real simple, fullback, running back dive up the middle, and good job getting the arms out there to knock that ball loose.
That one for sure was easy to see from up here as it bounced around a few times. Southern Boone able to hop on it. They are 2 for 2 on loose balls on this turf now. Well, this will bring up the offense for Southern Boone. It'll be 1st and 10, ball at the 32-yard line. As Shear will be in shotgun empty backfield. They'll send a man in motion. That's Talley. They fake it to him. Shear taking it himself near the 40 is where he'll be down.
Yeah, that's what we saw earlier. It worked really well. Spread out the defense by getting everybody out of the backfield. And as the quarterback decides to keep it, he's trying to get outside to the right side a little bit, but pretty good defense on that side, so he cut it back in. But still, I think we take 9 yards on every single play, wouldn't we?
Absolutely. It brings up a 2nd and 1 as Shear picks up 9. As you said, just taking it right up the belly of the defense, right up the middle. As they'll try to spread it out again here. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. They'll give it to Talley. He'll stop. He'll try to break it outside. Makes the first man miss. Makes that wave miss before he's upended. He picks up maybe no gain, maybe a couple blades of turf.
Yeah. Well, we've seen a lot, unfortunately, into feast or famine. We're seeing a lot of these plays where the running back and the quarterback, as soon as they get the ball, they're having to sidestep a defender going in a different direction than what was called on. So we need to make sure our offensive linemen are knowing who they're supposed to be blocking, make sure they have the right angles, and make sure they're talking to each other.
So Bailey up top, another receiver up there. That was Bono. Straight up the middle is Shear. Looks like his progress. He'll be thrown back, but forward progress gets him to right about the 43-yard line. That's enough to move the chains.
Yep, it's, again, spread out the defense by getting everyone out of the backfield. Quarterback keeper straight up the middle. You're trying to, it's a numbers game. You're trying to figure out where your best bet is to get a gap to run, and we saw that at least twice in this series.
Southern Boone unofficially 4 first downs here in the ball game. Again, they trail 7-0, 10-15, and rolling here left before halftime. Shear will drop back. He's going to sidestep. Now he'll have to eat it. He'll be taken down, and a flag is there as well.
Yeah, good defense that time by the Bulldogs. They had everybody covered really well, including the running back in the flat that we're trying to get to. And that time, good decision not to throw. There wasn't much open there, but holding. Yeah,
there'll be a holding
they'll
call.
decline that.
So they will take the result of the sack as about a 10-yard loss there.
Yeah, I didn't see how many people they were rushing that time, but it wasn't a ton. So good job by the Bulldogs defensive line and outside linebacker to make the pressure that they did.
So to bring up a 2nd and long, nearing 10 to go here in this first half of action. Southern Boone trailing by a 7-0 score. Shear has 3 receivers here on the near side, 1 up top. He'll be in shotgun. He'll give it to Talley. Talley's got near the original line of scrimmage. He'll pick up right about 8-9 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, just a power play at the point of attack, double team the defensive end that time. Get a good push by the lineman. Have a lead blocker pull from the left-hand side to the right, and did a good job of getting behind his blockers to get a nice good gain.
So 3rd and 9 here. And Southern Boone sitting at 1 for 3 on 3rd down conversions here so far in the ball game. So they'll have 2 receivers to the far side, a wing here on the near side. Shear drops back, looks like maybe a screen play. They will kick it off to Talley. He will be across the 45. He'll be tripped up short of that first down marker. Didn't give him a real favorable spot. As they say, he only gains a couple to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, good job by Shear that time. Not much downfield. Again, the defensive secondary is doing a really good job of covering the ball deep, but there was a nice little gap in order to get the ball to the running back, who did a good job catching, but unfortunately wasn't able to keep his momentum to the outside, had to stop and go back inside. By stopping, allowed the defense to get in and make the tackle.
So 4th and 6. Looks like Southern Boone will punt again. As another, that one a high kick. It'll be caught on the other side of the 30. Still not a bad execution there. Kind of like that.
Not much pressure that time, so he just pulled. He saw he had time, so he's kind of waited another second or so, and they made the kick. And actually, it was a good job by the return man to make a fair catch to keep that ball from going back any further. So, but again, you're getting a good 20-ish yards on it, and that's pretty good for high school teams.
For high school teams that don't have soccer programs, don't have kickers.
Yeah,
I'll
probably,
take it.
That's true.
Take it each week.
Our kickers are probably doing a different sport, aren't they?
So it'll be ball on the 28-yard line, as that will be taken up the middle for short yardage. That's Aiden Gears, the senior.
Yeah, straight fullback dive up the middle, but Owen Britton was right there to get a good wrap-up tackle and take him down on a solo tackle. So good play by both guys. Hard-nosed football, straight up the middle.
Absolutely. Bring up a second, and we'll say about 6 here. So those of you two that haven't heard Mike and my banter about the soccer programs in the fall, some of the teams that we have to face don't have that competition that players do, as this will be a big run here across the 50, cut back inside, as this is Dement still on his feet. He will be near the 35-yard line. Big play right there. That moves the chains.
Yeah, a little misdirection. Fake the dive to the left that they ran earlier. Just a 2-yard gain. Hand the ball off to the wingman going the other direction, and just beautifully blocked by the Bulldogs on the right-hand side. Nice, good, big gain.
So they do spot it at the 35-yard line, 7:37 and counting left here in this first half of action. Bulldogs leading by 7-0 score. Fisher up under center. He'll pass it to the far side. Pass complete to Matthews. He will be rumbling on the far side. He'll have about 11 or 12 yards, but a flag down.
Just a quick passing game that time. Just throw it to the wingman who is wide open, nobody on him. Was able to collect the ball and get upfield and make a good decision before he got blocked. In case you're wondering why we talk about soccer, if you look at Class 3A, you will have a hard time finding, number one, schools that have both sports. And if they do have soccer and football, it's tough for both programs to do well by wins and losses. And if you know, we have a great soccer program at Southern Boone. They've been Final Four numerous years. They won a state championship not many years ago. So it's tough on this size of a school. I'm all more for it, more activities.
Absolutely.
But it just adds a little bit of challenge that we have that others don't.
So Fisher will be up under center. He'll send it to the second man through, as that is Dorsey. He'll pick up about 10 yards, maybe 11 there. So we'll bring up a second down, and agree completely. Glad we have the program, and it's done great things, and will continue to do great things. But there's an unnamed team that just happens to wear a green uniform that doesn't have to have the same issue, the same competition that we have to year in, year out. But I have heard through the grapevine that has been a conversation about adding soccer. So we'll see if that ever happens.
Believe it when I see it.
So to bring up a 2nd and 3 here, 6.5 minutes to go. As they'll give it to the first man through, he'll still be on his feet, as that will be good yardage there. That'll be nearly a gain of 10 yards there. Gears will move the chains.
Number one, that was a different formation that time. They actually had a couple guys split out wide receiver and still dive straight up the middle. I got a lot of respect for coaches that stick to the dive. They know the fullback dive is necessary for a complete offense. You got to make the defense defend the entire field, and their dive is now starting to do very, very well for them.
Up under center again. Fisher will hand it to Dorsey. He's trying to work outside. Looks like he'll have about 10 yards as he's spun around near the 10-yard line.
I'm glad they ran that play, because they ran that play a couple plays ago when we got off topic for a moment there. Basically, you got your wingman on the right-hand side, gets the ball off the fake to the fullback, who you just ran up the field for a good 6-7 yard gain. That time, though, like a couple plays ago, he cut it inside really quickly. So they've seen something, and they adjust to telling their wingman, or the wingman who gets the ball, cut it upfield as soon as possible. And that's 2 plays in a row now. They've got a good gain off that play.
As you said, they definitely have identified something there that they're teeing off of. Southern Boone, though, hanging tough here. They trail 7-0. We had the official timeout here, I believe a quick hydration break. Not overly hot tonight, but, you know, we saw that last week as the game went on. Both teams started cramping pretty bad. So this will bring up a second and a long one. 5:46 in county left here in this first half. Just a one-score ball game at 7-0 in favor of the Bulldogs, but they're knocking on the door once again. As Fisher will be up under center. He has two receivers down low. Again, they'll take it straight up the gut. That's Gears with it. He got enough for that first down.
Fullback dive right up the middle again. They're very, very fundamental in that play. Love to see it from a person who loves football. So, again, straight up, nothing fancy on the blocks. Just basically man-on-man, get a good fire off. And usually if they're using a quicker count, too, it does seem as well. So
ball will be on the 8-yard line. Fisher will be up under center again. Two receivers down low. They'll pitch it out, trying to get the corner. Still stretching it out and in there for the end zone. That will be a touchdown for Matthews.
Rocket toss to the wingman from the left-hand side, goes in motion. So in that time, they knew, well, they wanted to get to the outside, did a good job. So good job getting the end block that time by the right side of the Bulldog line. And good little lunge at the end to get into the end zone.
Matthews takes it in from about 8 yards out. Looks like they'll come on to try the old-fashioned PAT as Fisher handling the kicking duties as well. So they will have the snap down. The kick is up. Just about blocked there by Inslee, but it's good.
He tried.
So we've got 5:05 left to go here in this first half of action. Southern Boone trails by a 14-0 score. We'll just keep it right here as at halftime, we'll go over our halftime scoring summary. We'll give you the update from the Booster Club. We'll also get you some scores from around the area, some of the conference teams, some of the other teams that we have an interest for. So it will, we'll have all that here at halftime. Again, Southern Boone has to find a way here to get some offense going. That was a 7-play, 72-yard drive as well. The previous drive was 72 yards as well.
Yeah, good mix of play calls, dive out the middle, couple counters, and again, sweep to the outside to get in for the touchdown. So they're making you defend all sides of the field.
So ball will teed up. Looks like it's going to go right about the middle of the field as it'll be fumbled. Southern Boone will be able to try to make something out of this. They'll be across the 20. So started off pretty disastrous. That was Bailey on the return, but I think considering how that started, we'll take that as a win.
Yeah, good job making sure you got the ball picked up. But again, pretty good coverage by the Bulldogs on their kickoff teams down 3 times in a row.
The ball will be on the 23-yard line, their own 23-yard line, as they'll break the huddle here. As Southern Boone has 4:57 remaining here in this first half of action. Shear in shotgun, 2 receivers on either side of the play. As he will drop back, quick pass here to the near side. They'll be caught by Jace Troth, the senior. Quick little out, but he gets positive yards.
Yeah, Eddie that time did a good job getting the ball quick. Good defender, good defense, got him out of the bounce. But again, nice little 5 and out. It's good again to make the defense leery of defending the entire field, so you can get some seam patterns up there up the hashes. Keep the cornerbacks from peeking in the end zone or in the backfield too much.
In twin formation here with 2 receivers on either side. Shear will look downfield to decide to keep it himself across the 30, 35, gets inside. He is down across the 40. He had some blocking there as Isaiah Bailey, the freshman, in helping lead the way. That'll move the chains.
Yeah, he had a couple different options that time because Bailey was wide open, nobody within 10 yards of him. But Shear decided, I'll turn Bailey into a blocker for me, and good decision. You get a nice, good 10, 15-yard gain.
Clock rolling, near 4.5 to go here in this first half against Southern Boone Trails by a 14-0 score. As they'll split out, two receivers to the top of the play, one down low. They'll send a man in motion as they will try the jet sweep, give it off, trying to work that far side, as that is Brant Eddy, the senior. He does not get a whole lot there for the running he put in.
Yeah, that time put him in motion, do, like you said, jet sweep, get a pull a blocker or two going to the right, but I'm guessing the
flag.
Referees did not like how the blocking was done.
There's a flag on the other side. So Southern Boone will back up here. Preliminary indications show it's on them. They will mark it off that direction. So that'll be a holding call. Legal block in the back, rather. So we'll back them up here. It's a first and very long now, 1st and 20 for
I don't know
Southern
if
Boone.
you're tracking penalties or not, but it seems like quite a bit on the Eagles tonight that's really stalling, halting any progress we're making on a series.
Unofficially, I only have down 3 that have been accepted. Doesn't mean I missed one somewhere, but there's
There
been
was
more.
one that was declined, yeah, because of snag.
Shear will keep it himself, trying to work the far side. He'll be ushered out of bounds after about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, called quarterback keeper sweep. It's worked pretty decent earlier in the game, but good job by Mexico to make aware of what they're seeing and making changes.
So clock stopped at 3:54 left to go here in this first half of action. Southern Boone trailing 14-0. They'll break the huddle here. 20 receivers on either side. Shear will send a man in motion. As that is Eddy once again. They will pass it out to him as he will try to cut around and be cut down. Actually, that was Troth with it, so he'll pick up about 3 yards. So it'll bring up 3rd and very long.
Yeah, instead of getting the running back out there quick to throw the pass to, they put the man in motion coming from right to left to get him out there. And it looked like he had a good little gap initially, but again, really good job by the defense to get off their blocks and to make it to a short gain, if anything.
So we'll bring up a 3rd and 14 here. Southern Boone needs to keep this drive going. They trail by 2 scores. Empty backfield as Shear looking down. He has a man open, hits him in stride as that is almost to the end zone, as that was caught by Kai Morris as he picks up big yardage there.
Beautiful pass by Shear that time. Did a good job at leading his receiver who didn't have to break stride at all. Good blocking by the offensive line to give Shear plenty of time to make that decision, step and make that throw. So great play for the Eagles that time.
That's almost a 40-yard pass play, longest of the ball game, if not longest of the season here. So in shotgun once again will be Shear. New set of downs, ball at the 11-yard line. They'll give it to Talley. He will be across. I said 11. It's actually the 16-yard line. He is cut down, short yardage.
Yeah, just a quick handoff to Talley, trying to get him outside as quick as possible, but fantastic job by the Bulldog defender to come up and make a good hit and wrap up on the tackle.
So they say he gained 1 yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 9. Ball at the 15-yard line. Clock rolling, 2:18, continuing to count down here. Southern Boone taking a lot of time here to get this play call in, but you want to get it right. It's their first time here tonight being in the red zone. So to bring up 2nd and 9. Shear has 2 receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Talley in the left hip pocket. He'll get the snap. He'll put it under the arm. He'll try to stretch it near side. He'll cut it back for the far side. Good move by him, but quickly cut down. All that work for a gain of 1 yard.
Wow, fantastic defense that time. I thought he had a big play. He was trying to run the quarterback keeper up the middle. Just a traffic jam there. Good job by the defensive line of the Bulldogs to make him change directions. I thought he was going to get it, but man, I don't know if that's the same player 2 plays in a row that's made an excellent open field tackle, but just really good job by the defense that time to recover from what looked like it was going to be a big play.
That was senior Drew DeMint on the tackle. He quickly got there. As Southern Boone is going to let some clock roll down and take a timeout. As clock sits at 1:17 left to go here in this first half. Southern Boone trailing by a 14-0 score. We'll take a break and we'll be back as you're tuned in to exclusive broadcast coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Show Me Sports Network under the broadcasting rights granted therein. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the Show Me Sports Network. Announcers are provided by the Show Me Sports Network.
Power equipment is always cool, always. Well, unless it's not working, then power equipment is expensive, always. Unless you get it checked with Salter Lawn Service. Don't worry about saving up for something new. Just let the experienced experts at Salter Lawn Service repair your small engines. With pickup and delivery available, saving you time and saving your wallet.
Hey, this is Stacy Salter with Salter Lawn Service. One call, we do it all. You can find us at salterlawnservice.com.
Southern Boone calls their first timeout. They have got 2 left. All 3 timeouts remain for the Bulldogs. 1:17 left to go here in this first half. Southern Boone trailing by 2 scores. They have a chance here, though, as they've got a 3rd and 8 ball on the 15-yard line. They have their chance to cut this deficit in half, or what could be half, but most importantly, get some points on the board, give them a little bit of momentum back. His empty backfield. 2 receivers on either side. Shear and shotgun. They'll send Talley in motion. He's looking for the corner. He throws it up. It's going to be in and out of the hands and incomplete.
Yeah, I love the play call that time. Get things spread out, get into your throw the ball up high. Receiver had a chance. It was a good pass. They just hit him in the hands, and Cook was unable to bring it down. But I like the play call. I like the timeout call before that to kind of talk about it and to make sure that your players know what they're doing. So good-looking play. We'll probably see that play again later on.
Like we said, it's important to get it right. So whistles and timeout called. It will be a timeout by Mexico. 1:13 left to go here. We'll take a break and be back as you're tuned in to exclusive broadcast coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Goodell Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Goodell's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie!
Mexico calls a timeout here as they're thinking if Southern Boone can't punch it in, they could get a first down without getting in the end zone. Or if they can't punch it in or get a first down, they've got some time to work with. Minute 13 left to go here before halftime as the Mexico High School band being teed up, ready to go. At halftime, we'll get to have them entertain us. We'll entertain you with our halftime show, as it'll bring up a 4th and 9 here. Empty backfield. Shear has 3 near side, 2 far side. He's going to look for the end zone. He's going to scramble here to the near side. He's going to tuck it. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He is going to be pushed out of bounds. He'll have the first down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Great job by Mason that time to make the correct decision. Oh, we got a freaking flag. I was going to say good job by the offensive line because they did blitz a linebacker up the middle. They did a good job of picking him up, but looks like they might have done too good of a job.
Yep. That is going to be a holding call.
Come on, offensive line. I was just going to praise you. But yeah, they sent the linebacker up the middle that time, right off of the nose. And the line looked like they did a great job of picking everybody up to give Mason a chance to scramble for the first down.
Unofficially, that's just 4 penalties that have been accepted. However, those 3 of the 4 have been rather costly as Southern Boone will take their second timeout here. As we'll just keep it right here. As we said at halftime, we'll take a look at your halftime scoring summary. We'll also have our update from the Booster Club. Mike will have scores from some of the other area games, and we'll talk about probably a little more about some of the district standings. We know we're early in the season, but talk about those. And really, it's so much of how it's been split. I think Southern Boone, for the most part, I think is in a district that is going to be very wide open. They have a chance to be at the top of that, as we talked with our pregame interview with head coach and Tyler Tanner. They have a chance to be at the top of that standing at the end of the season.
After week one, you had Osage on top with Eldon at second. Those were the only two teams that won. The other five, or there's five, did not. So we knew going into the game that Osage probably was going to be the odds-on favorite based on coming back last year and what they've been able to do as a program the last couple of years. They had a pretty good year last year. Anyway, Eldon, we do get to go there again this year. Don't forget to get the nachos.
That's right.
Highly recommend the barbecue nachos at Eldon.
We have a good facility in Ashland for Southern Boone, but do enjoy going to Eldon. They have a very unique setup, very nice field, very nice accommodation. So 4th and long. Shear dropping back across the middle. It will fall incomplete. That'll be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, it was the same play that we big gained earlier, but that time I'm not sure if there was a little bit of miscommunication. He had good time. Lyman did a good job of blocking for him. Ball was just a little bit too inside of the wide receiver. So a good opportunity here for Mexico to do something. They still got, 2 timeouts left, I believe, or just one?
They have
just
2
one.
left.
2?
Yep, Southern Boone has 1. They have 2. That penalty very costly now for Southern Boone, as it erases what was a 4th down conversion to bring up would have been a 1st and goal at about the 5-yard line. Up under center, Fisher will have it. He will keep it himself, and then he is driven down at the line of scrimmage. Who was that came in and made the tackle? Was that 66 in there? I believe that's who it was.
Yeah.
As that was
that time,
Fry there,
yeah.
Isaiah Fry, the sophomore, coming in, making his presence known.
Yeah, quarterback just faked it at that time and just was going to do a keeper option or so to the left-hand side, and great job getting down the line to make the tackle.
So clock rolling, under 30 seconds to go here. They will have to run one play. Fisher up under center. They'll cut it down. Going to bring up a 3rd down here as they'll pick up a couple yards.
Oh, not going to call a timeout. It doesn't look like it. Where is he? Oh, come on, you got one play.
It's always a gamble. But they will let it go to halftime as clock winding down, and that takes us to a halftime score here.
Well, when you don't throw the ball very much, you're not quite confident what can work. But, heck, give it a try.
Well, that takes us to halftime here as the Bulldogs 14, Southern Boone 0. We'll take a quick break, and we will be right back as you are tuned in to exclusive broadcast coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Show Me Sports Network under the broadcasting rights granted therein. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the Show Me Sports Network. Announcers are provided by the Show Me Sports Network.
We need you.
We need you.
We need you.
We need you, now more than ever.
The Southern Boone School District is hiring part-time bus drivers for route athletics and activities with no experience necessary. Our drivers enjoy flexible work hours, paid on-site CDL training, and paid time off, all while helping our community. The position offers competitive pay. Go visit sbschools.us/employment.
We need you.
At the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift, we know a gift is more than a box or a bag with a pretty bow. A gift is the lifetime of love that you share. It's friends who grow as close as family. It's moments and milestones, both big and small. Whether receiving or giving, a gift brings joy and happiness. That's why, since 2018, we've made it easier to gift for those you love. Stop by the Tin Roof Monogram and Gift at 108 Corporate Lake Drive in Columbia or call 573-443-4438. Let us help you find that perfect gift for every occasion.
Hi, I'm retired Army Sergeant Trent Dirks, and I want to tell you about an organization that saved and changed my life forever. Retrieving Freedom provides highly trained service dogs to veterans with disabilities and children with autism, absolutely free of charge, thanks to the generous donations and support from people just like you. Experts from Retrieving Freedom helped throughout the entire process, from fostering programs through service dog placement. Retrieving Freedom gave me the skilled service dog Tracer, who has been my best friend and my lifeline. To find out more about how you can get involved, volunteer, foster, or to donate, visit their website, retrievingfreedom.org. Retrieving Freedom, changing lives through the training and placement of service dogs for veterans with disabilities and children with autism.
Seeking to express your unique style? How about healthier, clear skin? Look no further than Mary Kay. For more than 60 years, Mary Kay has been offering a wide range of high-quality makeup and skincare products that empower you to shine and stand out in any setting. From luscious lipsticks to vibrant eyeshadows, flawless foundations to glowing highlights, moisturizing serum to blemish and acne regimens, Mary Kay's got you covered. If you don't have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, then I've got you covered. To get your best skin, call me, Cassandra Gazway, today at 417-684-2667 or visit online at marykay.com/Cassandra Gazway.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
At Southern Boone School District, our educators do more than just teach. Lives are being shaped for the future before they even enter a classroom. For students to succeed, it takes an entire district-wide team. Our students need you. Join Southern Boone School District's team today, now offering competitive salaries and benefits for all positions. Visit ashland.k12.mo.us and click on the Employment tab.
Eagle fans, it's Joy with the Southern Boone Athletic Booster Club. It's another big week for our Eagles. Best of luck to our softball girls as they head to the Summit Tournament this weekend. We're cheering you on. Our volleyball team has their home opener on Wednesday, September 10th at 5 o'clock against the Camdenton Lakers. Let's pack the gym and show them some Eagle pride. Shout out to our girls golf team who are off to a strong start this season. Keep it rolling, ladies. And a big congratulations to our cross-country teams for a great showing at Salisbury on Tuesday. The boys placed second overall and both teams competed strong. Our boys soccer team has been bringing the excitement with 2 overtime thrillers in the last week. Keep battling, Eagles. And of course, good luck to our football boys tonight as they face Mexico on the road in Week 2 action. We're excited to see what this team can do. Our first varsity home football game is just around the corner, and we need you in the concession stand. Check out our Facebook page to sign up and be part of the fun. And don't forget, our next Spud Scrub is coming up on September 17th at 5 o'clock p.m. as we get the stadium ready for Friday Night Lights on the 19th. Follow us on Facebook, and if you're a Booster Club member, you'll also get access to our calendar and email updates with all the ways to get involved. Memberships are still available. Join today for half-price admission to all home regular season games, VIP concession access, swag, and member perks all year long. A huge thank you to all our volunteers and sponsors. You make it possible. Until next week, go Eagles.
Since 1951, Wren's Automotive has been the leader in complete automotive and tire services, proudly serving the Ashland community and southern Boone County area. Servicing all makes and models of vehicles, customer satisfaction is their top priority. If your vehicle leaves you stranded, no need to worry, as Wren's Automotive offers 24-hour towing services. To schedule an appointment, call 573-657-4614 or stop by and see Terry, Peggy, Derek, and the crew at 124 East Broadway in Ashland. Wren's Automotive, your full-service automotive repair shop for over 70 years.
The Boone County Journal is the hometown newspaper of Ashland and Hartsburg since 1969. We know you're busy. Let us keep up with Southern Boone happenings for you. We cover social events, school sports, local government, Southern Boone history, obituaries, and more. Subscribe to the Journal today and get the paper delivered to your mailbox every Wednesday. Digital version also available. Call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojo.com. Independent and veteran owned.
Creating custom, handcrafted woodworking projects has never been easier. Become a member of Sawdust Studios and enjoy 24/7 access to a woodworker's paradise. Outfit with industry-leading professional-grade tools, Sawdust Studios offers endless woodworking possibilities. Don't have woodworking experience? No problem, as Sawdust Studios offers affordable classes from a community of woodworkers, experienced designers, and master craftsmen. Youth classes are also offered for those junior woodworkers. For more information, search Sawdust Studios on Facebook or find them online at sawdust247.com. Sawdust Studios, your community woodshop.
There's no better way to celebrate a special event or show someone just how important they are to you than gifting them something handcrafted from Country with a Heart. Handmade in mid-Missouri, Country with a Heart specializes in hand-built woodworking projects for every occasion. Their design collection includes children's furniture, doll furniture, household items, holiday decor, outdoor decorations, custom projects, and everything in between. To view their full inventory of projects, visit countrywithaheart.com and find them on Facebook by joining the Country with a Heart group page.
Well, both teams still at halftime here as the Bulldog band outperforming here at halftime. Well, our halftime scoring summary is going to be quick tonight as just two scores. It's only a 14-point ball game. Mexico has scored both of those. First one came in that first period of play with 5:39 left to go in the first quarter. It was a 3-yard touchdown run by Connor Fisher. PAT was good as that made it a 7-0 score. That score would take us to the end of the first quarter. Then at the 5:05 mark in the second quarter of play, it was an 8-yard touchdown run by James Matthew. The PAT was good. That made it a 14-0 score. That score took us to halftime here. So not a lot of scoring yet, but that means Southern Boone is well within the ball game. Taking a look at some of the other stats here we have. For first down, 6 for Southern Boone, just 5 for Mexico. Southern Boone has fumbled once. They've thrown an interception. 2 fumbles, though, for Mexico. They've lost both of those. And 4 penalties for Southern Boone. At least 3 of those have been very costly. Just 2, well, more than 4. Just 4 have been accepted for Southern Boone. 2 have been accepted for Mexico. Taking a look at the third down conversions, 2 of 6 for Southern Boone, 1 of 2 for Mexico. Southern Boone is 0 for 4 on fourth downs. Mexico has not had a fourth down yet. And Southern Boone has been sacked once. They've been hurried a couple times and knocked down a couple times. And just 1 QB hurry and knocked down for Mexico. As really it's anybody's ball game here. It's 14-0. So Southern Boone's still well within it. This gives them a chance to be able to kind of make some adjustments and come back.
Yeah, they got hopefully our offensive line coaches are working with the linemen, making sure, because we've had, like you said, we've had at least 4 holdings or illegal block in the back. 1 was declined because it was on a sack, but the other 3 were very, very bad that killed drives for the most part. So, all right, we got some good scores out there. Good game going on between Marshall and Booneville right now. Booneville is up at halftime, 14-13. Another good game going on at the half. Fulton and California are both tied at 6 apiece. The Macon Tigers are beating North Callaway 16-0. Moberly, this is kind of a head scratcher and surprise, but they're over Osage right now, 21-0. So that would truly make things interesting if Moberly was to hold on to beat the Osage Indians. Let's see, we got West Strand, where our new coach who used to coach from, West Strand's beating South Shelby 8-6. Capital City is over Battle 25-0 in the second quarter. And a battle of powers, Lutheran North, last year's 4A state champion, who was the only team to beat Blair Oaks last year, your Class 3A champion. Blair Oaks is beating Lutheran North 24-6 in the second quarter. Branson, the Pirates of Branson are over Camden 14-7. We got Centralia and Hallsville in a heck of a game right now, coming up on half. Centralia is up over Hallsville 22-20. Harrisburg's over Clark County 14-6 in the second quarter. Elias is up over Hickman 14-0 in the second quarter, but still, Hickman is going to make a little turnaround with our good friend Coach Conyer, so we wish him luck against those Catholics from down in Jefferson City. Jeff City Jays are over Sullivan 8-0. Marceline is over Gallatin, the Bulldogs, 13-0. Let's see, Monroe City over Montgomery City, 8-0. We got St. Francis Borgia, the Knights over the Dutchmen of Owensville, 19-16 in the second quarter. And Tipton is losing to Fairgrove, 14-7. Remember, Tipton last week had a really big high-scoring game against California. So interesting to see. And, of course, we saw Tipton in the Jamboree, so I feel like we know them a little bit better this year. Rockbridge is over Sedalia Smith Cotton, 7-0. Let's see. Last score for Eldon Versailles is 0-0, but it's a first quarter score, so probably just don't have a score. And the rest of the games that are out there in the area, no scores as of yet.
Definitely some close games, some surprising scores, and some not surprising.
Some good games out there, but that Moberly Osage, that's Moberly. Moberly's one of those teams that they have done very, very well at times, and at times they've kind of struggled. The last time we were not in the same district as Blair Oaks back in 2018, we did play Moberly and won an incredible cold game. Coldest game I've ever participated in. Absolutely frigid. Anyway.
But I bet.
Late play in the game. I remember Reagan Witt and put pressure, and Colby Phillips knocked down a pass to preserve. It was like a 14-12. It was a low-scoring game because it was so cold up there. But yeah, Moberly can be a team to beat, and sometimes they don't look very good back and forth. So
was that the only game that you saw with Coach Tracy? Was he in pants that game?
He had pants that game. Yes, that was correct. For those of you who've been following, Coach Tracy, he doesn't like pants. He wears shorts pretty much all the time. I think that's the only time I've ever seen him. There's maybe one other game after he got out of the coaching that I think I saw him in pants. But normally he's a shorts guy. So, and I can respect that. But
absolutely.
But not that night. It was so cold.
Well, as you said with Moberly, they took on a tough Hillsboro team, lost 44-34 last week. Their schedule is pretty tough. They will have a Warrensburg squad. They'll be at Marshall, Hannibal, at Mexico, Orchard Farm. So they've got some tough teams in there.
They play in a conference that has Hannibal, which Hannibal normally is a pretty good team. I don't know, it was last year or the year before they had the really tough running back that went to Notre Dame. But Kirksville has been a pretty decent team in that conference as well. So, yeah, they definitely have a tough conference that, if they were able to make it through the regular season, there's a good chance they'll have a couple losses because it's a really hard conference that they play in. So, if they're able to pull us off tonight, that'd be huge. Yeah. And just throws things up even more.
Yeah, looking at those standings, too, in the districts, obviously we're very, very early in the season, and that's the thing with talking with Coach Tanner. Of course, we talk throughout the week at various times and such, but I was definitely encouraged. He's trying to get to know us, trying to get to know me, vice versa. We've had a lot of chance to talk, but I was definitely, I always pose that question about getting the districts and seeing those, and does it change the game plan? And knew exactly what he was going to say. It doesn't change the game plan. You still focus on what you're doing that week, but it's one of those things that you can't look too far out in advance for what's happening with the district, but you also can't get in that hole early on and then be tough to battle out of that, because Osage sitting at the top with 38 points, Eldon in second at 21, Moberly has 10, followed by Fulton with 9. Southern Boone has 7. They are in that 5 spot, and then Hallsville and California both with -3 points on there. Not an ideal standpoint, but again, we're early in the season, lots of football to happen. But as I was talking with Coach Tanner, it's like he said, it's important to do those things, but when you get to districts, everybody starts off 0-0.
Yeah.
And we've seen that. I've seen that with teams where they have a terrible, no other way to put it, a terrible regular season. But they get to the districts, they win a district championship.
And that's why I love the way Missouri does it. That allows for a team like Blair Oaks to go out and play a team like Maryville. They play Maryville every year, first game of the year. Maryville has been really good in the past. Has been state championship at least once. And then you get Lutheran North, who is a perennial power out of the St. Louis area. And again, they could play both those teams, and it doesn't matter if they lose because everybody gets into the playoffs. And I think it's a great, great system to have, especially with having young players. It teaches players to never give up, to keep trying. You always have a chance. And I recall listening to someone this week talking about the NFL and how they put these division games on early. And by the way, boo NFL for having stupid NFL games on Friday nights. That historically has been not having anything as respect to high school football. So anyway, please don't watch the Chiefs right now. Anyway, long story short, it's a great to have this system to where everybody has a chance. And then with that, you could take some chances. You can move some players around. You can change some plays. You can do something different. Or like I said, what Blair Oaks does, and hats off to them. And it's probably, one of the things that has made Blair Oaks as good as they are is they do play tough competition. They'll play anybody that they can. I know growing up when I was young, down in Camden, the old Tri-County Conference, Camden would beat the crud out of everybody. But every time we got to playoffs, we did not do very well. And then we started playing St. Louis Country Day and other schools, and all of a sudden, they won a few championships down there. So elevate your play to play against these better teams is certainly a good thing. And another reason why we play Odessa first game of the year.
Yep.
Coach Tracy's never been shy about playing good teams. He'll play any team that will play us. And Odessa, of course, previous head coach, had numerous state championships at multiple, like 3 different schools. Coached with Pete Atkins down in Jeff City, so definitely good bloodlines and knew what the heck he was doing. And for the first few years, it was rough on us. And then we finally got him last year, I believe, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
So,
remembering right.
So, yeah, I mean, you got to like that. And this type of district play, how they line up, I think it's great. Hats off to Misha for doing a fine job on designing a really good playoff system that keeps everybody into it.
And we're only, 10 or 15 years removed from how the old system was. I can't tell you exactly where that time period is, but I know this is makes me sound like I've done this forever, but feels like it, but this is my 23rd year of calling games. And when I started, the first few games, you played a 10-game regular season schedule, and then you didn't know what was going to happen. Like, we literally had to wait until Saturday morning, sometimes Saturday afternoon, depending on how the system crashed, to even know if you were going to make districts, let alone where you were going to play.
Not everybody did,
Not everybody made it. And absolutely agree. I love the new format when they made that change, like I said, 10, 15 years ago, somewhere in that ballpark when they made that change. They moved that. You play the 9 regular season games, the 10th one, everybody's guaranteed that a district game. And I, like you said, I mean, just to reiterate it, it changes the whole dynamic of how district play goes, because traditionally you had that 2 or 3 win season. It came to an end. Guarantee you were not playing in districts. Now there's that chance, and we've seen it, to have a team run the table, come in with a handful of wins, and win a district championship.
Yeah, every year there's a handful of teams that will catch fire or catch lightning in the ball at the right time and go on and knock off a couple teams and might win a district and so forth. And I mean, it's a great confidence, great lesson that teaches these young men and young women in the other sports. So yeah,
absolutely,
great deal.
Yeah, sometimes Misha, gets a bad rap sometimes for some of the changes, some of the things they do. But I agree with district, the district format they switched to. Absolutely love it, and do think that it does good things for programs. I can tell you, it's a very odd thing having done several seasons of that. It's a very odd thing when you finish the uncertainty was that we knew that the last game of the season, that Week 10 game. You didn't know if you were having any more that season, if you were done. Obviously, if you had a great season, you're playing. If you had a bad season, you're probably not playing. But, if you were in that middle ground, you had no idea if the season was going to continue or not. So it is gives some of that uncertainty away. But, again, District 4, Southern Boone Class 3, District 4, Osage, Eldon, Moberly, Fulton, Southern Boone, Hallsville, California. That's how they're ranked right now. But we've got a lot of time. We've got a lot of games in here that we've got to play against many of those opponents. It also happens to be several of those Tri-County Conference members as well. So we will get to see some of those games kind of as a dual threat there. But both teams have made their way back onto the field, getting warmed up here for the second half of action. Getting Southern Boone trailing by a 2-score lead as they put the 3 minutes back on the clock here. But they trail by a 14-0 score, so well within striking distance. We saw them last week make some adjustments at halftime and come out and got to talk to Coach Tanner about that everybody was bought in, everybody was there in the locker room, and I expect that this week was also no different. So we're going to take a quick break and be back, get you set for second half action. So you're tuned in to exclusive broadcast coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the home of the Eagles, the Show Me Sports Network.
Attention Eagles fans, here's your chance to help the student athletes of Southern Boone County by becoming a member of the Southern Boone Booster Club. Your gifts help provide all Southern Boone County athletes with a safe and positive experience while attending our school district, and also help purchase items that our sports team couldn't otherwise afford. You can join the Southern Boone Booster Club this season for as little as $50. Membership is open to everyone. Interested in joining? Look them up on Facebook by searching Southern Boone Booster Club or email them at sbcathletic.com. Let's go Eagles!
At the Southern Boone Area YMCA, we're more than a gym. We're a community. From youth sports that teach teamwork and confidence, to group fitness classes that bring energy and encouragement, to programs that support your health and well-being at every age, the Y is here for you. Join your neighbors, your friends, your family, and discover how the Y can help you grow stronger in spirit, mind, and body. The Southern Boone Area YMCA is where community comes together. Stop by and see us at 405 South Main Street in Ashland, or give us a call at 573-657-9622. Southern Boone Area YMCA, here for good.
Well, both teams finishing up here their warm-ups as we are getting close to getting the second half underway. Again, it's a 14-0 lead in favor of Mexico. So they will have the ball to start the second half. As any update there on the Chiefs game?
10-3.
Well, at least they got some points.
They got some points.
Some points
but,
out.
You know, maybe it's going to be another cardiac season for the Chiefs. So stick with us. It's almost halftime there. By the time we're done, you can probably catch the end of the Chiefs game and probably be one of those with high blood pressure as always. So
you can catch the good parts.
So Mexico gets the ball first. Important thing for the Eagles on defense, they've done pretty well most of the time. Just really got to stick to your fundamentals, knowing who's got the fullback dive, who's got the pitch man on the quarterback. Now, they've only run an option, I want to say twice, but I'd be pretty worried again. And you know you're going to see another reverse. Whenever a play does big in any level, you're definitely going to see it again.
Watch the penalties, too. That has been a huge killer, as that'll be kind of a squib kick. Return man will take it about his 10-yard line. He's going to take it up the middle, now cut outside across the 25, down near the 30. Good return there, so that will set up shop for the Bulldogs.
Good tackle at the end there by 45. Kai Morris, yeah, so good. He called his number a couple times tonight, so just wanted and good job by the reps to make sure they didn't call any horse collar or anything, but anyway, so again, defense has got to make sure they stick to their responsibilities. We haven't called Hayden's name much tonight. He, of course, is a big player for us.
Fisher hands it off here, getting the corner 10 yards before he's upended, as that is Dement. The senior picks up about 11 or 12 yards on to move the chains.
Yeah, Bulldogs not afraid to run at Inslee that time. They double-teamed them on the block, and they let with the wing back led the fullback block with the wing on the handoff, and good blocking by the lineman there. Was able to push Hayden off the ball a little bit.
The ball will be out at the 39-yard line. So it'll be a new set of downs, 1st and 10 at that 39-yard line on the far side. Fisher again up under center as he will pitch it off. As carrying it this way, this is Dorsey. He's quickly taken down at that line of scrimmage. Good job to Flo over there. Is that Tally on the tackle?
Yeah, good job of the defense that time. Basically a dittos play, same play at the opposite side of the field that time. Hayden, though, was not double teamed, so was able to keep his spot on the line. That made the running back try to go outside further and gave the chance for the linebackers and the defensive backs to come up. Again, 45 Morris did a good job as well coming up on the tackle.
So this will bring up a 2nd and 10. They say he got back to the line of scrimmage. They'll hand it straight up the middle. Big rumble there. Not a lot of yardage. Does fall forward, so he'll pick up a little bit more. But carrying it that time, that is Marshall Ball.
Yeah, good job that time by 73. Aiden Williams did a good job of coming down. They left him unblocked. They basically double teamed on the inside, but he held his spot really good, came down and made the tackle to keep it only a 2 or 3 yard gain.
We'll bring up a 3rd and 7 here. This is defense being called upon. Big time play here. As it'll bring up 3rd and 7. They'll fake it. Rolling out to the far side is Fisher. He will make the first man miss. He's at the line of scrimmage. He spun around. He's going to be close to that first down marker. Looks like boy, that's awful close.
Yeah, did a good job. It looked like they really wanted to pass that time, but pressure from Inslee on the quarterback's right side made him scramble. Good job getting outside of Inslee's hands, and did good tough running. I thought they gave him a really good spot there. Good tough run. He got hit about a couple yards short, spun, did a really good job of falling forward. So good tough run by the quarterback.
Got just enough for what he needed. It'll be 1st and 10 ball at the 49-yard line. Inslee does come out of the ball game there. He was slow to get up. Quick pass out, a little screen action here to the near side. It'll be for short yardage. Good team tackle there. Tally in there on the tackle. Also Williams in as
Bono
just holds
did
to
a great job. Yeah,
1 yard.
Yeah, just a quick pass to the back out of the outfield there, and is trying to get him into open field to make the first person that time. The first person did not miss. Price did an excellent job in tackling, holding on, taking him to basically a 1 yard gain.
Bono has been all over the field here tonight. We haven't called his name a whole lot, but he has made his presence known in one way or another. As ball at the 50-yard line, 2nd and 9. Fisher will be up under center. They'll switch a couple guys from a wing, move them on the far side. They'll do the end around. They get it off, and it will be a busted play as quarterback goes down. Matthews goes down. It's a loss on the play.
Not a busted play. An excellent job by Aiden Williams. That same play got us again. There's reverse that got us the first time. This time, he stayed home. Remember, we talked about when you're in, you got to stay home. You go as deep as the ball, and you make sure darn well they don't come back at you. Because, Hayden basically gobbled up the quarterback, but the quarterback didn't have the ball. So great play by Aiden Williams there. That's easily the play of the game right there, just by staying home.
3rd and 11 is dropping back as Fisher has pressure, floats it up. It's completed to his receiver. That's Dorsey out of the backfield. He's going to be out near the 30-yard line, pick up a 20 yards, and he'll move the chains.
For a team that doesn't pass much, they do a really nice job. That basically is their flood play. They'll run their wide out all the way up the field, and they'll send the wing back in about 10, 15 yards out to the sideline. And again, good-looking pass. He had plenty of time, so good job by the offensive line of the Bulldogs for the quarterback to make a nice pass.
So ball will be spotted on the 30-yard line. 8:07 left to go here in this 3rd period. They'll hand it off and dive down the middle. That's Dorsey. He's tripped up. He'll pick up about 7-8 yards on the play.
He has that quick cut up field when they hand off to the, they fake to the fullback up the middle, which has worked pretty good for them. And that gives the chance for get some misdirection, get the linebackers going to their left, but then hand the ball off back to the right. And we've seen that play cut up inside tackle all night, and it's been getting pretty good 5, 6, 7 yards each time.
Again, they'll give it to the second man through, as that is going to be DeMint with it. He's working to the near side, puts the brakes on at the 10, makes the man miss. He'll be into the end zone. DeMint takes it from 23 yards out. It's now a 20-0 score.
Yeah, ditto's play. They ran the same play to the opposite direction, but this time It was a little blocked inside the middle, so he just broke it out to the outside and just outran his defender to the sideline, did a good job cutting back to the middle, and good strong run to the end to finish that.
So that will make it a 20-0 score. Come on to try. Fisher will come on to try the PAT here. It's now we said 20-0 lead. Trying to make it a 21-0. Good kick, high kick, and it is good. So that makes it a 21-0 lead in favor of Mexico. That's coming at the 7:25 mark here in this third quarter. As we'll take a quick break and we'll be back as you're tuned in to exclusive broadcast coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers with some of the most advanced technologies on the market. Anything can become a canvas. The state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
Well, to sound like a broken record, the 3 scoring drives for the Bulldogs have been 72 yards apiece. All 3 of them.
And the play captain obvious here. Perfect start for if you're a Bulldog fan. Take the opening drive of the half and just methodically basically call the plays you want and get in the end zone.
That was a 9-play, 72-yard drive. As this kick will be taken on the far side for Southern Boone. As Talley working over here to the near side. He's at the 30, cuts back 35-40. He will be taken down at the 45. Good, big return there for Southern Boone. We'll see if this isn't the shot in the arm they need.
Great job there by the return team. Good job by the blockers. And even better job by Talley by falling where his blockers were and making sure that he did not get too far ahead of them too quickly. So good job, good run. Got to take advantage of this field position right now. Offensive line, hopefully, they got it into their heads. They got to be careful with the holding, with the penalties. I'd like to see a little bit more vary in the snap count. We haven't seen that too much tonight, so something to slow down the defense.
Twin receivers either side. Shear will be in shotgun. He'll get the snap. Started at his own 46. Looking near side, and that pass is going to be overthrown. And a flag comes in. That official, though, spikes it into the turf. As that should be on Mexico, as that was intended for Troth. And there was a whole lot of contact along the way.
Hold about 10 yards down the line of scrimmage. Great job of the offensive line that time. They all did a really good job of picking the blockers. They did keep Talley in that time as an extra blocker. They all did a really good job, gave Shear plenty of time to make that pass.
So that will be a pass interference penalty. We'll get the ball on the other side of the field now. As they'll walk it out, it'll be ball at the 39-yard line of the Bulldogs, Southern Boone. Has a new set of downs to work with here. As you said, good job of that line to give Shear time to survey, see what was going on. 2 receivers up top, 1 down low. Shear and shotgun, Talley in his right hip pocket. He'll keep it himself, does Shear. He'll have 5. He'll have 10. He runs over an defender. He'll have 15 as he falls down past the 25-yard line. Good job there of him to keep it himself.
Great job on the fake that time to Talley. Played it out really well. That sucked in a couple of the defenders going to our left. Shear kept it to the right. And not only after, like you said, he did a good job of lowering his helmet and running over the defender who was falling backwards while making the tackle.
He hit the truck stick there at the very end. So clock rolling under 7 to go here in this third. Southern Boone trying to find the end zone here, put up their first points. Shear will take the shotgun snap. He'll keep it himself, makes the first guy miss. He's at the 20, trying to cut it back in. He'll fall forward to around the 15-yard line, so he's going to pick up close to 10 on that carry.
Yeah, Ditto's play that time. The defense got a little bit better. They didn't quite suck in to the on the fake too much, but still Shear was able to avoid the first person that came on. They're basically leaving that first person unblocked and hoping that that person gets sucked in on the fake.
So we'll bring up a second and short here, a second and a long one. And Southern Boone trails 21-0, 6:15. We're almost the halfway point of this third quarter of play. Sure have trip receivers to the top of the play, one down low. He'll get the snap here just a second. Now he'll get it. He's looking to the end zone. He's going to scramble, step up, go around his own man. He's at the 15. He's inside the 10, so he'll pick up enough to move the chains. It'll be first and goal.
Yeah, that time a little bit too much pressure coming from the left-hand side, so Shear did a good job of composing himself, stepping up in the pocket. Had a chance to throw, but he saw a lot of green in front of him and made a great decision to get downfield and at the very last minute to do a little spin inside to get an extra yard or two.
So it'll be first and goal, ball on the 9-yard line. Southern Boone knocking on the door. They'll have two receivers off on the far side, one receiver tucked in here on the near side. Now they'll send, sorry, it was two. They send one in motion. As with it on the sweep, trying to cut it back in. Tally will be just shy of the goal line.
Yeah, from up here, it looked like he had a lot of wide room, just handing off to the Bono on the direct sweep type of a motion, or was that Tally?
That was Tally.
Tally, that's what I thought. Anyway, did a good job, but unfortunately, just good job by the Mexico Bulldogs containing the outside, turning them up to the middle, and that gave the linebackers a chance to come from the middle to make the tackle.
So clock rolling under 5:10 left to go here in this third quarter of play. It's a 21-0 score. All Mexico to this point, but Southern Boone trying to put together a drive. Shear will be in shotgun. He'll have a receiver here on the near side. I'll have one on the far side. He'll keep it himself. He took it up the middle, and he got met quickly. That pile will fall backwards. They'll say he got to that line of scrimmage.
If you're the defender at that time, we got a flag. Some chippiness probably at the end. But if you're a Bulldog defensive coordinator, you're thinking, okay, they're inside the 5-yard line. The quarterback's been killing us on this series, so they'll probably say, hey, linebackers, don't get beat by the quarterback. Send an extra linebacker at the middle. Good call by the Bulldog defense and coordinator to put a little pressure on the middle here.
As you said, there is a flag down. It's a late flag.
Yeah, I think it's some sort of chippiness. Someone said the wrong word.
And lots of discussion here.
And sportsmanlike
conduct. Ooh. They're going to call that on Mexico.
Nice. We'll take the half of distance.
So now it'll be third and goal from right about the 2-yard line. And Southern Boone trying to get their first points of the ball game here. 4:44 and counting. So they'll break the huddle. They'll have everybody tucked in tight. As it will be a handoff, trying to cut to the outside, spin move, and lost yardage there was Tally.
Yeah, the outside linebackers were just shooting up at that time, and they basically, it's like, hey, you're going to have to throw the ball. You're not going to be able to not going to run us that time. They did not blitz the middle linebackers that time, but they did blitz the outside linebackers who did, was it number 2 that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very good player. Came up, made the tackle for, 1-2 yard loss?
Yeah, looks like it's fourth and goal here from about the 3-yard line. Shear will have an empty backfield. He'll send a man in motion, as Shear will keep it himself, trying to take it up the middle. He will fall forward. He'll stretch it out. No indication. They say he was short. Just short.
Great effort by Shear that time. And this time, they did blitz some linebackers up the middle. They blitzed one linebacker up the middle, kept one back. There was a little bit of a gap there, but Mexico did a good job of closing that gap, and Shear gave it all. Gave that last little stretch, but unfortunately just was not enough. So excellent job by the Bulldogs defense there to keep the Eagles out of the end zone.
He got wrapped up, tried to stretch it out, could not. Apparently, we couldn't see from our vantage point. We're about the furthest away in the press box here, but they say he did not get across the goal line. So now it'll be ball on the 1-yard line.
Quarterback sneak.
As quarterback will just try to get some breathing room, as Fisher will pick up short yardage. It'll bring up a second down.
Well, you got a feeling it's going to be something simple up the middle, either the quarterback or fullback dive. That's, been working good enough for them. Just get a couple yards. So here, if you're a Bulldogs, if you can just get a few yards out to give a little bit of room to punt, but I'm sure they would like to have a first down as well. So
Ball looks like on about the 4-yard line, so it's a gain of 2. So second, about 8. There's a flag down. Is a big run there. We'll get it out across the 15-yard line. We'll see what the penalty will be.
False start possibly.
It does look like it's going to be on the offense.
Oh, illegal shift again.
So illegal
They
shift.
got called for that earlier. So again, you get 2 or more people moving at the snap. You're only allowed to have 1 moving at one time on a snap.
So clock stopped, 3:15 left here in this third period of play. It's a 21-0 score in favor of the Bulldogs. As now it'll back them up here. So it'll be started at the 1-yard line, so now it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 2. So I guess we won't get to see the quad, say perfecta, but trifecta, the quadfecta. They've already had 3 72-yard drives, so we will not get to see a 4th. As Fisher will have it, not much room there for the ball carrier, maybe a yard on the play to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, good job by the defensive line that time, getting some good penetration. Linebackers did a good job scraping to the hole. And to be honest with you, I couldn't really see what was going on much back there. It definitely was some misdirection. Fake to the fullback and then handing off to the wing. But that's kind of a slow developing play there.
Dorsey was the ball carrier there, so it'll bring up a 3rd and they say 6. So you pick up a couple yards there. Ball at the 5-yard line as we're nearing 2 minutes to go. Fisher up under center. They'll hand it off, and again, really not much room there.
Yeah, trying to run, looked like a veer play possibly on the right-hand side. Just good job penetration by the defensive line to kind of make the Bulldog go a little different direction, and good job the Eagles that time. Good job by Coach Garris to keep the defensive spirit up and calling them the right plays.
So now we'll get to see the punting operation for Mexico. This is 4th and 5. Ball on about their own 5-yard line. So Talley will be standing at his own the Mexico 40-yard line. And snap is there, kick is away, it's off the side of the foot. And we'll go out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it at. So past the 40.
Oh. Yeah, pretty favorable mark.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
like
a 40-yard. No, he's being a dramatic.
He overshot.
All right, so
overshot it by about 5 yards.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
35 yards. I mean, that's a good 30-some yards. That's a good change of possession there. Definitely was a dart that kind of shanked out to the sideline there. So, but all right, another chance for the Eagles here, with 1:18 left in the 3rd quarter. Now's as good as time as any.
Considering his, heels were almost on the back of the end zone. Not a bad punt. They say it goes out at the 37-yard line. So best starting field position for Southern Boone. They'll split 2 receivers near side. They'll have 2 up top. Shear will be in shotgun. He will pitch it off. Right time. He takes a big hit, but able to get it off to Talley. And that picks up 7 or 8 yards. Good play.
Yeah, it's an option play where you leave the defensive end unblocked, and you want to see where his responsibility is. And that time was on the quarterback, so Shear did a good job sucking the defensive end to him, making the pitch to the pitch man who didn't have anybody on him on the outside. So nice play call. We saw the option earlier for Mexico that went for a big yard. So, it's one of those things I love to see.
A ball on the 31-yard line. Shear rolling near side. Pass a little too tall for Bono, and it's going to be intercepted.
Oh, wow.
As one-handed. No, they say incomplete.
Yeah, fortunate call, but they're talking about it, though.
They're going to have a conversation. Bono slow to get up. I don't know if he cramped up.
The guy that had the best angle is the one that called it incomplete, but great pass pressure that time by the Bulldogs. Shear threw the ball a lot earlier than he wanted to, threw it high over Bono, and almost picked off.
Well, the Mexico fans don't like it, but as you said,
referee right there in front. 5,
He said
7
it
yards
was-
away.
He said
yeah.
it was juggled, so
Yeah.
we'll have to defer to him. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 4. Clock stopped with the incompletion at 1:08. Shear has twin receivers either side. He'll take the snap. He'll throw it far side. It'll be caught and stepping out of bounds. I believe that was Troth.
Yeah, just a quick 7, 10 yards and out to the wide receiver. Did a good job. Good quick throw, good catch, get out of bounds, get the first down.
So that was actually Branch Eddy, the senior, catching that. The 6 and the 5. Look very similar from up here. So clock stopped at 1:05. Left here in this 3rd period of play. Ball on the 24-yard line. So he'll hand that one to Talley. He'll cut it up the middle. He's across the 20, so he'll pick up about 3 or 4 yards.
Okay, just a quick handoff to the right-hand side. And I think what you can see, if you're watching the game, you can see where the defensive end came up unblocked again. That could be one where Shear decides to keep the ball instead of handing it off and be able to get around the end. But good job getting a nice 5 yards.
40 seconds left here and counting in this 3rd period of play. Trips on the far side, one here on the near side. Shear will keep it himself. He starts to cut in, now kicks it out, now cuts back. Still in the middle of the field, still on his feet. He will be down near the 10-yard line. That'll be a new set of downs.
Yeah, called quarterback keep at that time. Design draw from the get-go. He run to the left, a little bit of a pressure from the left. So he came back to the right, and it looked like the Bulldogs kind of overran the ball to their left. So that time Shear just cuts back to left and gets picks up the first down.
So ball on the 11-yard line. Southern Boone does not have to run a play here. It's 5 on the clock, 4, 3, 2. They'll continue to wind down. And that, they do not get the play off in time. That will take us to the end of the 3rd period of play. It is Mexico 7. Southern Boone's, sorry, try that again. It is 21-0 favor of Mexico. They scored just 7 points there in that 3rd period of play. They've had 7 in all 3 quarters so far. So
just a quick score update down in Osage. Osage just scored 2 touchdowns to get. Oh, Moberly has scored as well. So 28-14, Moberly over Osage in the 3rd quarter, down at the good old Lake of the Ozarks.
That score continuing to climb and climb and climb. Both teams matching what the other does. So Southern Boone will not be able to get that play off before the end of the quarter. Kind of looked like they were really trying to get that done. But they cannot get it called, so I'll just keep it right here as Southern Boone again trailing by a 21-0 score. They've held the Bulldogs, though, just to 1 score in each quarter. So that's a positive. They're about to punch it in here. That's also a positive. So sometimes got to find those bright spots. There's a lot of potential. We talked about this in the pregame and talked about it with Coach Tanner. A lot of potential. It's just finding a way to keep those drives going, keep those things going, be able to find ways to whatever it takes just to keep the momentum going, keep the drive alive. So Shear will be in shotgun again. New set of downs here, ball at the 11. He'll have trips up top, 1 down low, get the snap. He's looking far side. He throws across the middle as that one will be intercepted off the tip as DeMint will take a knee in the end zone. A lot of contact, but no flag, and that was intended for Morris off his hand.
Yeah, great blocking that time by the offensive line. Did a good job picking everybody up. Gave Mason plenty of time to get his feet set, just to throw the ball a little bit inside on that skinny post. And the ball got tipped up, and good job by the safety of bringing the ball into his chest.
So that will give the ball over to the Bulldogs. We're having a discussion here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the heck they're discussing.
Not sure either. So ball will be on the 20-yard line after the interception in the end zone. DeMint taking the knee. So up under center will be Fisher. They'll hand it, bobbled snap, but running back able to keep two hands on it. He'll be around the near side and out of bounds, as that was Bryson Hammers. So he'll pick up about 15 yards.
Yeah, fake to the fullback up the middle. Hand the ball off on a counter to the wingback from the opposite side. Pretty good pressure by the defense that time coming up to kind of meet him at the line of scrimmage, but didn't quite hang on with the tackle and be able to get outside then. So that time that was Aiden Taylor and Braden Jackson on defense. And Jackson, we mentioned, is one of those that hurt his hand, and sometimes it's a little tough to make a tackle when you're missing a hand and some fingers. So good effort.
They'll send it to the first man through here, as still on his feet. That is the other Fisher, and Connor Fisher pushing the pile, and he's got 16 yards on his own.
Just a quick hitting dive up the middle that time, and the young man he's only 5'10", 155, so there's really not much to him, but man, he ran the ball tough up the middle that time, carried a couple of Eagles with him along the way.
So it'll be a new set of downs here. You said he was not going to be denied.
I think the quickness of the play, the quick snap, was really important for the success of that. It did not look like the defensive line was even set.
So they will break the huddle here. Fisher will be up under center once again. He'll take the snap. He'll give it off to the first man through. A little fullback dive there, and about 4 yards or so on the pickup.
Yeah, same play again. This time much better, more effective on defense. The Eagles were, but yeah, straight up the middle of that time. Again, quick hitting play. And yeah, and then like I said, they build from that. Now they're going to probably fake to the fullback and pitch. Maybe do a sweep to the other direction with one of the wing backs in motion. So that's what they do.
That was Marshall Ball with the carry. Say he only picked up 3 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7, nearing 10.5 to go in the ball game. Again, 21-0 score in favor of Mexico. Fisher up under center. Double wing set. They'll give it straight up the middle. That's Gears. He'll have maybe 5 yards, but did the ball come out?
Oh.
They say Southern Boone got another fumble. As that is the third ball that has been put on the turf. Southern Boone has recovered all 3.
Yeah, the fullback dive, which has worked really well for them on this series. And that time, the defender just grabbed the ball out of his hands as the running back was spinning, trying to gain more yards. So great job of the Eagles that time to keep their hands active and to go after that ball.
Southern Boone defense having 3 fumble recoveries and 3 fumbles by the offense of Mexico. Shear will be in shotgun. 2 receivers here near side, 1 on the far side. He'll give the handoff to Talley, trying to work. He makes the first man miss. Still on the sidelines. He'll be out of bounds near that first down marker. They say he picks up 12. It'll move the chains.
Every lineman that time was blocked straight to the right. Didn't pull anybody, but just did a good job of reach blocking. And Talley did a good job of making the first person miss and then making the second person miss, and a good 10-plus yard running play.
So ball will be on the 41-yard line of Mexico. 10-12 left to go here in the ball game. Southern Boone trails 21-0. Split off 2 receivers far side. Now they'll have 2 on the near side, as Shear will have Talley in his left hip pocket about a half yard behind him. He'll take the snap. He'll keep it himself straight up the middle. Spin move, still on his feet. He is tripped up at the 35. So he'll pick up right about 8 yards.
Yeah, called option play right off the get-go. Shearer felt the defender coming in, but didn't really feel like he was committing one way or the other, so decided to take the ball and then spin to the right and gain up the middle. So good, nice, hard running, good decision on that option play.
Yeah, that's the thing we've talked about. Shear is very much a student of the game, always learning, always growing, always processing, and making the right reads here. I agree. That was the right decision for him to keep it and take it up the middle. So 2nd and 3 now as Shear in shotgun once again. Same formation, twins either side, 1 back. Pump fake, roll to the far side. He'll load up. He'll throw down. That should be maybe a flag, but no flag thrown. It's incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. We're far, far away, but pretty good job by the pass blocking that time. Felt a little bit of pressure. The important thing that Shear did that time is he made sure he had his feet set and threw it to where basically his guy was able to see it. Kind of a more of a back shoulder type of a throw, but pretty good, very good coverage on the defense that time. But again, good job by the offensive line, giving them time to throw.
So this will bring up a 3rd and 3 here. It's twin receivers either side. They'll send Tally in motion. They'll give it to him on an end around. He's got the first down, squirts through, still on his feet at the 20, down near the 16-yard line.
Yeah, good job by Tally that time. He knew he wasn't going to be able to break it outside, so he saw a good little alley up the middle, so he cut it back inside and just put his shoulders down to make sure he got at least the first down, but he got much more than that. So good, tough, good, hard run.
Will be 1st and 10, ball at the 16-yard line. 9:06 continuing to roll here in this ball game. 21-0 Mexico lead. Southern Boone, twin receivers, one back behind Shear. He'll run the option, pitch it off as he gets hit hard. Tally at the 10, cuts near side. At the 5, he'll be in the end zone as he goes in from 16 yards out.
Another option play, but that time they got to the quarterback quickly. Shear did a good job of making the pitch, and then Tally did a good job of cutting up the field and making another cut to get into the end zone. So great job by Shear, great decision, great tough running by Tally that time.
He got hit hard, but as you said, made the right decision, got the pitch off, and that results in Southern Boone's first points on the board. Shear a little slow to come off the field here because he took a hard hit, but he is a tough cookie down there. So Bono will come on to try the PAT.
If you design the option right and execute correctly, unfortunately your quarterback does get hit pretty hard. But unfortunately, that's part of the option design.
Snap is down, kick is up, and kick is good. So Bono has the PAT. That drive for Southern Boone, that was a 5-play, 53-yard drive. That comes with 8:48 left to go here in this ball game. That makes it a 2-score game at 21-7. Mexico still leading. Southern Boone finally able to get a little bit of momentum going, finally able to get some things in the right direction. So we said they cap it off with that 16-yard run by Tally. Again, he's seen the field well. He's seen where those lanes are, where he can cut, where he can go. Like to see that for the senior. He's now got 2 touchdowns on the season. As we said, it's changing for him, a role he spent much, if not all, of his career as a wide receiver until this year. They moved him over in the backfield. Bono will tee it up. Side winding kick will go over the return man's head. That's Dement, and it will go into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback.
All right, so Coach Garris got to get his defense in the right spots, try to keep this as much as possible to just be nice to only have to worry about a short 3 and out because the time is starting to work against us a little bit here.
8:48 left to go here in the ball game. Glad you're tuned in. Blake Gasaway, Mike Freeze here with you. The exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football. Southern Boone County Athletics here. It's year number 5 for us to be together. The ball will be on the 20-yard line here. Glad you're tuned in. Don't forget, if you're not done still, we encourage you to click on that subscribe button. That helps us out, helps you find future broadcasts. You can find archive games, all kinds of good things on there. You can also click on that thumbs up, the like icon as well. That lets us know that you're enjoying the broadcast here. So we bring it to you each and every week on Southern Boone County Eagles football.
They got Aiden playing more inside on the nose here, so he got off quick too.
Yeah, that was a quick move to the ball as that pass out complete to Matthew as he picks up about 6 yards, maybe 7 yards. That'll bring up second and short.
I love that 5D chess that the coaches are playing right now. So Garris decided with Tanner as well, hey, let's mix things up. Let's put our best player and try and mix things up and see what happens. And then offense had made a great quick play call that we weren't quite expecting and got a good 6 or so yard gain. 7.
Clock sitting at 8:10 and counting here in the ball game. Up under center is Fisher. He'll send a man in motion. They'll give it to him. He'll dive down the middle. He'll pick up about 4 yards there. I believe that was Dorsey. It'll move the chains.
Yeah, I love this part of the game here. So again, that time Hayden's is really quick getting off the ball, probably the quickest player that we have to get off the ball. And again, he got off low, did a good job of blocking that middle. But again, they faked it to the fullback and handed off to the wingman coming around from the right-hand side. So again, good play call by the Bulldogs to get the first down there.
I didn't get it by much, but about a yard, but that'll still move the chains. So it'll bring up new set of downs here. Ball on the 31-yard line. Fisher up under center. And they'll send a man in motion. They'll pitch it off to him as he's working here on the near side. That's DeMint. He steps through what would be a tackle for not much gain. Instead picks up about 12, 13 yards. It'll move the chains.
Yeah, and another chapter of this, another chess move here. That time Hayden was lined up as a shallow linebacker, pretty much only about a yard or two deep. Normally linebackers are about 5 yards deep lined up from the line, but he lined up right there in the middle as a stand-up person, and as soon as the ball snapped, he went in the middle. But again, great call by the Bulldogs, running where the pressure was. Or pressure wasn't, I guess, sorry.
So ball on the 47-yard line. Fisher again under center. He'll take the snap. He'll give it to second man through. That's DeMint. He runs over a man still on his feet. He'll be on the other side of the 50 and out near the first down marker once again. They'll say move the chains.
Yeah, fake to the fullback. Again, hand it off to your wingman from the left-hand side. And, man, did he lower the shoulder on the poor Southern Boone Eagle defensive back.
Clock stops, 7:16 left to go here. Again, 21-7 score in favor of the Bulldogs. Ball spotted on the 43-yard line of Southern Boone. A new set of downs here for the Bulldogs. It's Fisher up under center. He'll bark out the cadence. He'll get the snap. He'll roll back. He's going to roll to the near side here, decide to keep it, and he will be popped hard and pushed out of bounds. Morris in on the tackle.
Yep, good job that time by the Bulldogs. They picked up the pressure, but good job on the defensive backs that time, staying glued on. You know, again, they run that, looks like they're in that flood play again. They've done that about 3 or 4 times tonight. And what usually happens is, you know, a decent team will pick up and learn from it and do a better job each time they see that play. But good decision by the quarterback to not take a loss, not take a sack, didn't throw it an interception or anything. So good decision by the young man.
So Fisher will have no gain on the play. They'll bring up 2nd and 10 as they'll give that one to DeMint. Met in the backfield, spins out of that stiff arm, still on his feet at the 40 as he will be out at the 41-yard line. All that work gains about 3 yards to bring up 3rd down.
Again, that another chess move that time. Garris has sent the house. Looked like at least 3 linebackers that were going there in the gaps and got really good penetration in the backfield. And again, DeMint did a really good job of making the first person miss. And great job in getting even 2 yards out of that play.
So 3rd and 8 as the defense just jumped off sides. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Well, we talk about it every single week, don't we?
Yep.
Good teams have to vary the snap count. What that does, it slows down the defense. And if your linemen are paying attention, you get a free 5 yards out of it. So now the next play, logically you think, after Coach Garris's and Tanner and Cummings and the other coaches are out there yelling at you guys to watch the dang ball. They might use a different word, but you would think that this time the Bulldogs offensive line could have a slight advantage.
So we'll bring up a 3rd and 3 now as Fisher again under center. He'll get the snap. He'll pitch it off to Dorsey, far side. He'll be maybe shy, maybe half yard shy.
Half yard shy. That time the Eagles went back to their normal defense with Hensley at a defensive end that time, and they tried to pitch it and run it to the inside, but good job by the outside linebackers and defensive backs of keeping that.
Instead of half yard, they actually say he's a yard shy.
So, okay, there's Hensley back in the middle there again, right? So They're expecting something in the middle, but
it's been the bread and butter.
Offensive, I wouldn't be surprised if Bulldogs took a timeout. Yeah. So they wanted to see how the Eagles line up, and they line up with Inslee at nose guard. So now gives a chance for the Bulldogs to see what they want to call.
So Mexico takes a timeout there first of the half. We'll take a timeout as well and be back as you're tuned in to exclusive broadcast coverage of Southern Boone County football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
Power equipment is always cool, always. Well, unless it's not working, then power equipment is expensive. Always. Unless you get it checked with Salter Lawn Service. Don't worry about saving up for something new. Just let the experienced experts at Salter Lawn Service repair your small engines. With pickup and delivery available, saving you time and saving your wallet.
Hey, this is Stacy Salter with Salter Lawn Service. One call, we do it all. You can find us at salterlawnservice.com.
Mexico takes their first time out of the second half. As we said, trying to see how Southern Boone was going to line up. Southern Boone moving Inslee around. A couple of different looks here in this drive, but it's 4th and 1.
It'll be interesting to see if, as soon as the Bulldogs come up to snap the ball, if Inslee doesn't shift to a different spot. That wouldn't surprise me. But I'm thinking probably some sort of play to the wide side of the field, possibly.
Update at Hallsville, 28-20 Centralia with 8:11 left to go in the fourth quarter. As keeping it, quarterback keeper Fisher will have the first down as it was a little naked bootleg over here, and he picks up good yardage. What, that's about 8-9 yards that'll move the chains.
You think that was a called naked bootleg, though?
That I don't know.
It kind of looked like, it ended up being a naked bootleg, which, honestly, that was a great call if it truly was that. But I don't know if it was just a broken play, but it looked like it was pretty well acted. So, again, they knew that we were going to defend that middle, so they fake the running back up the middle. Quarterback keeps it going around to the right-hand side out over in. Again, nobody there.
Fisher up under center. He'll give it to Dorsey. He's met quickly, still on his feet, pushing the line just a little bit. He'll pick up about 3 yards, so it'll bring up a second down.
Yeah. Your basic play, fake to the fullback, hand the ball off to the wingman for the right, going to the left. Eagles did a good job, but, the fumble, the ball on the ground's happened a couple times, so that would be a good time for the Eagles to keep on going after that ball. If you're the Bulldogs coaches, you got to be screaming at your running backs to hold on to the ball with both hands. We have seen Dement kind of be a little loosey with the ball running outside along the sideline, so Bulldogs coaches should be encouraging their players to both hands of the ball. Play clock got down, so they had to run.
Yeah, play clock winding down, so Mexico will take their second timeout here.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to milk the clock, which is what you would do this time, but there's not quite on the time to break the huddle. So this gives a chance for the coaches for the Mexico to say, hey, we need to break the huddle at 20 seconds, get everyone lined up. We'll make sure we get the play to you, but snap it 4 or 5 seconds like they have been.
Probably not something they've ran a lot in practice either. So
no, you talk about it, but you don't get a lot of opportunities to actually do it in a game setting. But it's to see what's Coach Garrett's going to do with his defensive lineup. Is Inslee going to be lined up inside? Is he going to be a shadow linebacker? Is he going to be back in his normal position? Be interesting to see where he lines up at.
Clock stopped, 4:59 left to go here in the ball game. 21-7 Mexico lead. Southern Boone defense trying to stiffen up here to bring up a 2nd and 7. They'd like to get the ball back, give the offense a chance to march downfield. Ball again spotted at the 25-yard line. Up under center will be Fisher. He'll pitch it off. Working near side here is Dement. He will be across the 25 and up into near maybe the 22-yard line.
Yeah, good block on the right-hand side. The Bulldogs Hensley got caught up on the inside there. He was lined up his normal position that time. Good job by DeMitt that time to stay in bounds. He's still a little loose with that ball, though.
Yeah.
If I was one of their coaches, I'd be say, hey, get that ball tucked in better. But he made a great decision staying in bounds.
I don't even know if I'd say it's carrying it like a loaf of bread. It's just really dangling out there. You want to get those 3 points of contact. They've already had 3 fumbles. Southern Boone has jumped on all 3 of them. Fisher up under center again, trying to milk the clock. He'll drop back to pass. Now he's going to roll to the far side. He's going to keep it himself. Makes the first guy miss across the 15 down near the 10-yard line. So that will be a first and goal now on the first down carry.
Yeah, good penetration up the middle that time. He did a good job escaping it. And honestly, once he got scrambling, I was thinking there's no way he's going to pass it. It's too risky. You got the game in hand right now with 4 minutes to go in the game. Just take care of it. And he did a good job getting upfield.
Clock stopped, 4:04 left to go here in the ball game. It's a 21-7 Bulldog lead. Ball on the 7-yard line as Fisher will walk up under center once again. He'll look right. Now he'll get everybody set. He'll get the snap. He'll give it off. Walking into the end zone for the touchdown there is Dorsey.
Yeah, it's that same play they've been running a lot tonight, which works really well. It's more of a shallow cut. Basically fake the fullback to the middle, hand off to the wing back from the right-hand side going left. And instead of trying to get outside, as soon as he gets to about the tackle spot, he cuts it up the middle, untouched. Good job blocking by the left side of the Bulldog offensive line.
So Dorsey takes that from 7 yards out. Looks like Southern Boone has a player down out there that they're going to look at. So again, Southern Boone trails 27-7, 4:01 left to go. So they will come out here and attend to Southern Boone. Looks like maybe, is that Inslee?
Partner, my eyesight's not good enough from here, but it seems to be as tall as a coach, so that probably would be a good process elimination. That could be him.
I was trying to go off of his cleats. Yeah, we can't see numbers, so we gotta use everything to our advantage. But he will be helped off, and that is going to be Inslee being helped off. So they will help him off, and he'll be tended to. He has left everything out on the field tonight, no doubt about that.
He certainly has, and can't blame the coaches. Are doing everything they possibly can to get him involved.
So it looks like snap is down. Kick is good. So that makes it a 28-7 score. That makes it a 28-7 score with 4:01 left to go here in this ball game. Southern Boone able to put some points up, but the drive answered by the Bulldogs. It was a 12-play, 80-yard drive that gets them into the end zone. Lengthens that lead. Southern Boone here. At this point, I'm not saying that the ball game is over, but they are running out of opportunities.
The odds are against you, so you just got to take it one play at a time. And if you're the coaches, you got to try to find something to keep going. But ultimately, you got to get the ball in the end zone. You know, turnover on downs on the one, hurt them. The penalties have been cleaned up a little bit better in the second half. Yeah, take care of the ball and try to build off something here. Get some positive plays, get some confidence. And honestly, try to build something besides Shear. He's been the most successful running the ball today.
4:01 left to go in the ball game here as Mexico will have it teed up. Sidewinding kick will go to the far side as it'll return by about the 15-yard line. Straight up that far side near the 40-yard line there. Good job of the return man there to pick up that 25 yards.
Second best starting spot, I believe, on a kickoff. They had one about the 45 earlier. So good job. But if you're coach, what do? Continue calling what you've been doing, or trying to find something quick. They haven't thrown the ball quick. We had a thought coming in the game that they could be beat deep, but I think at this point of the game, their defensive backs are probably not looking into the backfield too quickly.
Empty backfield here, 3 receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Shear will take the snap. It's a little screen pass here to Bailey. He'll have it. He's got 5 yards or so before he's up into there.
Yep, empty backfield that time. Just throw the ball on a little quick screen to your inside guy. And that time, it was probably the one pass that was more upfield than the other ones we've seen previously. So he had good momentum, did a good job picking up a couple blockers. But a good job, by the Bulldogs to keep it just to a 5 or 6 yard play. Kept them in the field to play, so the clock keeps on running.
So bring up a 2nd and 5 here as twin receivers either side. Shear will be in shotgun. He'll take the snap, splitting out as he's going to roll to the far side, and he is going to have to eat it as he will be sacked for a big-time loss. Well, they say he only lost about 40 yards there.
Great job, plus the 6, so lost about 10. But they're only rushing four guys. There's the 4 defensive linemen. They're not doing any stunting. They're just coming off the ball quick as possible. So our offense line has to do a better job. So both plays on 1st down and 2nd down, they only sent 4 guys. So our 5 guys blocking the 6. A lot of times we're keeping tallying as a 6 blocker. Got to pick up those 4 guys on the defensive line.
Forgot where the ball was at there. So, you're right. It's about a 10-yard sack there. That brings up a 3rd and long here. Clock stop, 2:57 left here. Looks like they're tending to Shear. Like he might have had a cramp there. Doesn't look like anything that's going to be long-term, so he'll be pop up and walk off.
For 2 years now, he's made the right decisions almost every single play. And he could have forced it. I didn't get to see too much of the downfield, but it looked like the one guy that was closest to him was pretty well covered. So kind of ate the ball there.
So now we'll see freshman quarterback in Caden Reynolds. They'll start with 3 receivers far side, 1 near side. They'll flip everybody. He'll drop back looking near side. He's going to throw it up as that one also hit as he threw, and it'll be incomplete.
Yeah, again, just sitting four linemen, so they're getting really, really good pressure off, not sitting too many people. So plenty of people to defend the ball, and very fortunate that the ball landed it with nobody catching it because the ball was tipped up. It seemed like it was up in the air forever.
We'll bring up a 4th down here. As it'll bring up 4th and 12. Reynolds has 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Now he'll split off his back. He'll take the snap, and he will be snowed under as he is taken down on the other side of the 25. It'll be a turnover on downs.
Oh, we got a flag, though. But that time they did blitz an inside linebacker, and definitely the right call when you got a young man who hasn't played a lot at quarterback. So send a middle linebacker who got in there and was able to break through right through the middle and take him to the ground.
Flag here on the near side.
Illegal shift.
Illegal shift on Southern Boone, so they'll decline it.
That one, All right. Fullback dive a few times here probably.
Yep, should see very little stoppage of play if you're the Bulldogs. Well, Southern Boone takes some timeouts. 28-7 score in favor of Mexico. So they will take over, ball on the 29.5-yard line. We'll say 30. Make it a little harder for them. If it was Southern Boone, it'd be on the 29-yard line.
So Hayden looks like he's not in right now, so probably give him extra chance to catch your breath, get healthy. They're going victory, so yeah.
So up under center will be Fisher. He will take a knee.
Is that do we have 3 timeouts left? Is that what that's saying?
Southern Boone will take a timeout here.
They didn't stop the clock yet.
So Southern Boone takes the timeout.
got the friendly clock operator here in Mexico, Missouri. And while we go down a minute, Mexico, you guys have a wonderful athletic complex here. Love how everything's all in the same area, so it makes parking a little bit easier.
Yep.
Your concessions, your bathrooms. Got a nice soccer field that's artificial turf, softball field, baseball field, and of course, my favorite part, they got a little golf driving range over here too for the golf team.
Yeah.
Can't forget the golf team.
It's been a couple seasons.
Something that kids will be able to play for the rest of their lives and get upset about and learn a whole bunch of new excuses and swear words.
Well, it definitely has had some improvements since the last time we were here a couple seasons ago. And
so that time they decided, well, if you're going to call your timeouts, even though we're up by 21, we're going to run a real play. To be honest with you, it looked like both teams were kind of going half, fill in your favorite word that time. And so, yeah, another timeout again. So you got them, might as well use them. Still a good teaching moment. But obviously right now they can just go into victory, take a knee if they like, let Southern Boone call their timeout, and then won't be able to stop anything from after that. So pretty impressed with Mexico tonight. I thought they did a really good job. Stick to their basics. We know they're going to run. We know they're going to run, the fullback dive. We know they're going to run the veer. We know they're going to do that. The option was something I wasn't quite expecting. And then also the reverse. They did run that a couple times, and the first time hurt us pretty badly. But, like I said, we don't see a lot of reverses in high school, which I've never quite understood because reverses kill teams in middle school.
Yeah.
So,
well, like you said, it's also very hard to replicate some of the offenses that they see.
Yeah, the option, and this as well, too, because this will be the only team that will play this year that will run this type of an offense. So, yeah, it's hard to prepare for this for 1 week, and these guys are doing it for a while, and as you can tell, they're very fundamental. You're going to see the fullback dive right there.
Yep, Fisher up under center. He'll give it off straight up the middle. And maybe a 40-yard gain and bring up second.
And we got our last timeout.
Southern Boone will take their last timeout.
Southern Boone's getting some other players in, so you like to see that.
Yeah, that's part of the
because certainly I think on our offensive line especially and defensive line outside of Inslee, we had a really good senior class last year with the line and so getting these players in, getting them used to it, getting them more comfortable, so when they have to play for when it counts, when the game's on the line, they're a little more comfortable. They're not quite as nervous. They kind of understand what they're doing better.
Well, again, Southern Boone takes their timeout. That's as much as we'd appreciate just to let the clock run out. As you said, it's really important to get some of these guys in, and that's how you get them a few more reps. You get a few more opportunities for them is to call the timeouts and get them in, let them see that, let them get through
and
that.
these young
the
players,
look.
They're going to be excited. Hey, Mom, Dad, did you see I got to go in the game? And, they'll be excited. Yeah, we lost, but still we got to go in the game. That's still positives that you build off of.
Well, this will bring up a 2nd and 7. Fisher up under center. Give it straight up the middle. Gears has it. He's across the 10. So it'll be either first and goal or a short. So
Third and 1.
3rd and 1.
The clock's going to run. 30, So they probably won't go victory yet. They'll probably try to do another quarterback dive again until your fullback hold on to the ball.
So to bring up 3rd and 1 here, clock under a minute and a half to go here in the ball game. Bulldogs 28, Eagles 7. Fisher will be up under center. Taking all the time off he can. He'll get the snap. He'll hand it through. That's just a dive play right up the middle. It'll pick up enough for the first down.
Yeah, as expected, dive play up the middle. Got some backups in on defensive line. And that should be enough for the first down. Okay, they took forever to move it. Now I expect we'll see a vector formation 2 more times. I don't believe they'll try to score from here.
Yeah, Southern Boone unable to stop the clock. They've used all 3 timeouts, and I think Mexico happy to take the 28-7 victory here. They're going to let as much time wind down. It is possible that they will not have to take another stab.
Yep. Step at any time.
They'll do one more, and that will be it, as Fisher will take a knee, time winding down, as they will not have to snap a second time. As that will give the 28-7 victory in favor when it goes final in favor of Mexico. As 10 on the clock, it's continuing to wind down here. As stay with us here, we'll get into our post-game show. As 0's on the clock means we've gone final. As Mexico 28, Southern Boone 7. Mexico moves to 1-1 on their season. Southern Boone drops to 0-2. We'll take a break and be back with our post-game shows. You're tuned into exclusive broadcast coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football here on the Show Me Sports Network.
We need you.
We need you.
We need you.
We need you now more than ever.
The Southern Boone School District is hiring part-time bus drivers for route athletics and activities with no experience necessary. Our drivers enjoy flexible work hours, paid on-site CDL training, and paid time off, all while helping our community. The position offers competitive pay. Go visit sbschools.us/employment.
We need you.
But we'll tell you about our scoring summary for the ball game here. Well, it had a lot of Bulldogs on it, but Southern Boone did get in there for one late in the ball game. As Mexico got things started with a 3-yard touchdown run by Connor Fisher. PAT was good. That was a 3-play, 72-yard drive. That came with 5:39 left to go in the first quarter. That made it a 7-0 Mexico lead. That score would take us to the end of the first quarter. Then it was an 8-yard touchdown run by James Matthew. PAT was good. 7-play, 72-yard drive. At the 5:05 mark, left before halftime, that made it a 14-0 score in favor of Mexico. That score would take us to halftime. Mexico would get on again with a 23-yard touchdown run by Drew DeMint. PAT was good. That was a 9-play, 72-yard drive. You guessed it, as that came with 7:25 left to go in that third quarter. That made it a 21-0 score in favor of Mexico. Then Southern Boone would get on the board on a 16-yard touchdown run by Hudson Talley. PAT by Bono was good. That was a 5-play, 53-yard drive with 8:48 left to go in the fourth quarter, as that made it a 21-7 score. As then one more score for Mexico on a 7-yard touchdown run by Corbin Dorsey. PAT was good. That made it a 28-7 score. That was a 5-play, 80-yard drive that came with the 4:01 mark left in the ball game. So Southern Boone able to put a nice drive together and get in. Unfortunately, a little bit too late. Not quite able to get out to the fast start like they would like to be able to, and they fall to 0-2. Mike, you've got some scores from around some area games.
Let's see. Westran, again, Coach Tanner's old school, beat South Chevy 22-6. We got Warsaw over Adrian 26-0. Russellville over Van Far 32-18. The Jeff City Jays over Sutherland 32-0. And now Jays are now 2-0. Watch out. Centralia did hold on to beat Hallsville 36-28. So Centralia, I do believe, now is 2-0.
Yep.
Hallsville 0-2.
Yep.
I believe so. Branson over Camden 42-13. Camden's now 0-2. Father Tolton, that's a halftime score, 28-0. So no updated score on that. Tipton 21-7 behind Fairgrove. That scores for the third quarter. Let's see here. South Callaway over Herman, 22-0 in the third quarter. Harrisburg over Clark County, 38-12. Fulton over California, 12-6. Let's see here. Rockbridge over Smith Cotton of Sedalia, 28-0. Salisbury over Mark Twain, 52-0. Let's see. We got the tie in the fourth quarter. Moberly, Osage tied up at 35 apiece. Monroe City over Montgomery City, 32-8. And Elias over Hickman, 42-7. Let's see. North Callaway over Macon, 30-22. Capital City all over Battle Spartans, 56-0. Blair Oaks holding on to a lead over Lutheran North, 37-26. And a small surprise, I thought Booneville was going to be a top team to beat. There, Marshall is over Booneville right now, 42-28 in the fourth quarter. Let's see. Yeah. Let me see if I can get an update on that Osage Moberly. That would be a score of importance to us. 35-35 in the fourth quarter still. So, yeah. Good game going down at the Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah, I would not have expected it to be a 35-35
No, that
tie,
game's surprising, and also Booneville.
Yeah.
Because I think going into this season, Booneville was and Osage were probably the number 2 and number 3 best teams on schedule after the green machine of Blair Oaks.
Well, Booneville had I know how big you are on offensive line play, and they had some big boys graduate.
But Ellison's
not
older
yet,
son,
but
his younger son, who we saw as a freshman.
Yep.
And he's been playing all 4 years, and it would be interesting to see him, but I'm going to be out of town that week. But I would love to see how he's progressed over the years. Obviously, freshmen, big kids, they take some time to grow into their body. And from my understanding, he has at this point, and I believe he's signed, committed to MU for the following year. So
think he gets
nice
some. Think he gets some instruction at home.
Yeah, his if you remember, 3 years ago, you and I were talking about him, and there's his dad.
There he popped up
right in front of us.
Yep,
could hear us, gave us both a look. Good thing I said something.
We didn't say
Good thing I said something positive.
We didn't say anything bad, but yes,
about the family and son. So
he popped up, and he's a very large human being for sure.
All right, now that our game's over, guys, I give you permission to flip over to the Chiefs, who are losing 20-12 in the third quarter. Typical Chiefs, want to make sure all the NFL advertisers.
That's right.
And it's on YouTube if you want to know.
They'll come back and they'll pick it up. So
at
least I'm hoping they will. But, no rest for the weary for Southern Boone as they took a few lumps tonight. Definitely didn't have the cramping issue either team did that we had last week, but still had some guys that, especially late in the game, they're exhausted, they're tired, they've been beat around for the 3.5 previous quarters and things. So they'll get in, study some film, get some ice on things, see training staff, the things they need to do. But next week they're on the road once again as they will be on the road in California taking on the Pintos as that matchup. Again, it's the way the schedule falls. Next year's schedule will start a different cycle where it won't be the 3 on the road and the next year 3 at home. I believe it's 1 and 2. I don't remember which way it is, but it's not 3. It's just 1 and 2. So.
I know you're all waiting for my food advice for California, but it's the Burger House. Burger House.
Yep.
Good food, good tots. Now they also occasionally will have a barbecue out front as well too. That's pretty good as well. So
the last time we were there 2 seasons ago.
You're going to say about a house fire, aren't you? That was certainly an interesting game.
I don't think you made the trip. I think you were out of town, and I don't remember.
I think you're right. Maybe I can't remember.
I think you were out of town.
There was a fire.
I just randomly was wrapping up and looked across and thought, boy, that sure is a pretty big flame over there. And there was the house on fire.
In case you don't know, Blake is not busy enough with his normal work and doing this and being a dad and a wife. He also is a volunteer.
Yep.
With the Boone County Southern District.
Yep. I saw some lights and sirens coming, so I didn't have to call it in.
Yeah,
not that it would have been in our district anyways,
but still.
But that's the first time I've ever seen a house catch on fire during a broadcast. Seen a lot of things, that being a first. So hopefully Southern Boone will be able to get some things corrected. That's the encouraging thing, is that we see a lot of positives. They didn't get in the win column today, but we see a lot of positives. There's a lot of good things on film. There's maybe some not so good things on film, but that gives them a chance to learn and grow. be able to do those things. But a lot of the things we're seeing, they're correctable, they're fixable. You know, penalties, things like that, we can clean that up. So that is an encouraging thing, and we know the team is young, we know the team is inexperienced, and unfortunately, this is a byproduct of both of those things. Is you got to take some lumps, you got to have those learning opportunities. But we saw some good things happen. We've seen guys stepping up. We talked about Kai Morris several times. Also,
looking at the
Britton.
roster, on you know me, I'm big on offensive linemen. There's only 4 junior and senior offensive linemen, period.
Yep.
Unless somebody else wants to put on a different number, which, you know, I don't know. You always could do that. But, yeah, so that means you're definitely going to have to rely on a sophomore or even a freshman playing on the offensive line. And like I said, we got basically 2 guys that played a good amount last year. We didn't have Owen Ditzfeld much last week. He was playing much more tonight, so it's good to see him out there playing more. And then, of course, Aiden Williams as well, too, who made my defensive play of the game by staying home at the defensive end and making sure that reverse didn't get outside of him. So
Any update on that score?
I'll hit refresh one more time.
Probably
but the last
not,
time I
but-
did, it was still 35-35. Yep, still is.
Well, we'll be on the road again next week, as it'll be the trifecta, the third of 3 games on the road to start the season. It'll be at California as the Pintos hosting your Southern Boone Eagles. We'll have pregame on at 6:15 with kickoff set for 7 o'clock. For Mike Freeze, I'm Blake Gasaway for the Show Me Sports Network. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. It's been our pleasure bringing you broadcast coverage here for tonight. But until we talk to you with our next broadcast, so long and have a great rest of your evening.
MIZ.
ZOU.
You've been listening to the biggest and absolute best coverage in mid-Missouri on the exclusive home for Southern Boone County Eagles football, the Show Me Sports Network and the Eagles Radio Network. The Show Me Sports Network broadcast crew are the ones that know your Eagles the best. Exclusive coverage of Southern Boone County Eagles football has been brought to you by Boone County Journal, Cassandra Gazaway, Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultant, Country with a Heart, Eddie Goodell Society, Han Custom Laser Engraving, LLC, Last Sentinel Firearms, Retrieving Freedom.
Serving fans throughout the Midwest and even more around the world. This is the Show Me Sports Network. The proceeding was an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and was a high-fidelity, all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyright by the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.